What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the BeanieBoyz podcast. If you're new, we are your hosts. My name is Amari Martinez. To my left here, this is my bro.
You know it is. Lamar. You know what I'm saying? We back with it.
We got a lot to catch y'all up on.
Yeah, you know it's been a little minute, guys. So we hope this is a pretty good episode.
I want to introduce you to our special guest tonight.
Got my best friend Shea. Some of you might know him, you know what I'm saying, from high school. Some of you might not know him, but we go way back. Shea, you want to introduce yourself to the...
Appreciate the boys having me on the pod. Glad to have them in Vegas now.
Yes, sir.
Big topic for today.
Vegas is home.
Yeah.
And we got the pod set up in the crib, so glad y'all come over.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you letting us set up in the crib.
And like he was saying, that's kind of the big news we got right now. Me and bro moved out here to Vegas. So far, we've been here since January. It's April now, so 3 months in. Met some cool people. Kind of, getting settled into the new place, and work's been cool.
Your job has been cool.
Work has been cool.
Hey, don't believe them. They got stories. They got stories.
But so far, Vegas has been dope. I mean, it's basically been as advertised. Been to a couple events, done a couple things. Basically, today's episode is basically just us kind of diving into, what it's like living in Vegas, kind of what to expect, what we have planned moving forward, hopefully. But
sure,
just the boys just chilling, hanging out, really.
Yeah. So as far as Vegas, how you want to go about it? You want to start with just like
well, honestly,
events?
Shay, you moved here a little earlier, before us, probably a few months before us.
Yeah, been about 8 months now. It's fucking flown by.
Yeah.
Doesn't even feel like that.
I guess the biggest thing that, I want to know, and probably our viewers would want to know, is what was that like and what led you to coming out here?
A lot of factors, but what it was like was shit driving across the country for 40 hours, damn near straight.
Yeah,
that shit was ass. But
different.
yeah, no, I'm used to it now. Fifth city in the last 6 years, so I bounced around. But Vegas is tight in terms of easy to assimilate here, and really gotten acclimated quickly with everyone. So
yeah,
it's been great with that. Honestly, it brought me out here. I was just trying to find a new city that was had everything I needed. Last place I was in, Raleigh. Y'all boys came and visited me. That shit was tight.
Yeah,
when I was still with the Canes. When that shit came to an end, looking for a little more nightlife. So as you know, we've been out and about. The city really never sleeps. Always shit to do.
for sure.
We really have a problem saving money.
That is.
They feel it. They feel it.
You have a good point there, because, when we got here, you helped a lot, just knowing a bunch of stuff, places to go, people to talk to, people to know. One of the first things we did once we got here was kind of have like a house party.
Yeah,
y'all
dove right into
introduced
that
us to
A
them.
little birthday celebration.
I mean, that's the way to do
birthday
it.
celebration too.
That's the way to do it, like just combining friend groups, right?
Yeah. And then, kind of to piggyback on what you were saying, one of the biggest things is just like moving out here. The drive was crazy for us. Now, difference is you were driving by yourself.
Oh my God.
I at least had him with me, and I was with him. You know what I'm saying? Like, we had each other to kind of either talk or just keep company, whatever we needed. Take turns driving, whatever. And then we kind of tried to make it a fun little trip. Made 3 stops. One of the best stops was stopping in Texas, staying with our aunt and our uncle. I know they love to have us there. Family's like the biggest.
That was my
us,
that was my first time driving through OKC too. That shit was sick.
Really?
So
Yeah.
you went. So there's like multiple ways you could go, but you
nah,
went through
the
Oklahoma.
route I went was the best because I've done that drive multiple times now when I lived in Cali too.
Right.
But like you said, yeah, you can go low. I mean, the western part of the drive's still the same. You have to go through Arizona, New Mexico, all that. But like you said, you can go either up, like through Dallas, through Arkansas, or you can go up, like through Tennessee, like right through Memphis, up to OKC, and then down, back again, like on the other side of Texas. But
yeah,
that drive was so much easier. Going through Dallas was a pain in the ass.
Yeah, we thought about going through Oklahoma because we got family. I mean, originally, like our family being from the Midwest, like that's kind of the thing. We have family in Oklahoma and Texas, and we just decided to do Texas mainly because we were probably just there for Christmas, and we kind of shared the news with our family then. And our aunt was like, "Hey, y'all come back. Y'all know y'all can stay here with us," which in the end is great because it saves us money for a hotel and stuff.
I don't have to stay in some.
And we only had to stay in Albuquerque.
Yep, that's the only other
Like,
stop.
that's the only hotel we had to get.
Weird city.
It was.
It's
but
got
I
a
like,
vibe to
I
it.
like
Yeah,
seeing
no, it's kind of
that.
odd.
I like seeing everything.
Hey, you know what's funny? When we stayed there, it looked weird to us. But then once we finally made it to Vegas, it was like, wait.
That shit's normal.
This is
Yeah.
It's the
So,
roofing.
That's why
it
I'm
was the
saying it's
craziest
like
thing.
it's the introduction to all the scenery that you see out here out west, especially like
It's
where we live
gorgeous
in the
though.
desert.
I love driving
type
through New
area.
Mexico.
New Mexico was beautiful.
The Red
It's like
Rock
you don't
there,
see that on the
beautiful.
East Coast, especially like near Atlanta. Like we're just in the middle of a forest. Like all you see is just plenty of trees, and now it's like you can't find a tree unless it's a palm tree. It's like so different.
You
It's
can
crazy.
see more than a mile ahead of you.
Yeah,
Palm
you can
trees.
see the mountains.
Sky.
Like
Palm trees are a big
it's like they
thing
never
here, too.
end.
That's so funny. Like I'm so used to that just being like a Cali thing. Here too.
No, it's
They
all
use it a
west.
lot.
Yeah, it's all Southwest.
Like at my job, they actually cut down our old ones and put new ones up because I guess they're older or something. Or I guess they probably even got messed up or something. I don't know.
Yeah, that drive was ass. I had a crazy story. So I didn't register. I didn't get my new tags, rather, right before I moved out because I was like, all right, I'm getting a new license plate. I'll get new tags when I get there.
Right.
Tags had just expired when I was in Georgia still. My dumb ass drove out across the country. Only place I got stopped was twice in Arkansas. They were on some shit there. Like,
Wait, so you
12
made it in
was
Arkansas?
on
They
it.
stopped you, and then
They saw me within like 20 minutes 2 separate times on getting pulled over twice.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm like,
That sucks.
obviously, like a cop pulls up on me. Those things get scanned on the back of your license plate, and he could obviously see that my tag was out of date. So got pulled over, hit me with a fat fine.
Ooh.
Like 20 minutes later, it's like sun's just gone down. It's just after sunset.
Okay.
Get rolled up on another cop, and now I'm on the highway in Arkansas, like random, like middle of nowhere road.
Bro, how long were you
Like,
in Arkansas, bro?
It was
Get
just the
out of
end of
there.
that night. No, I wasn't. And so I get pulled over. Luckily, the second cop was chill. Like, let me go. I was like, bro, I just got
Did
hit
you
with this
explain to him you had got
fat-"
stopped like earlier?
Yeah, I told him, I was like, I just got hit with this fat fine. You'll probably just see it on your system. If it's even registered yet, bro. Like, you might have to refresh the shit a few times.
I guess I gotta get more familiar with like laws per se, but like, could he have gave you another ticket?
Probably.
Yeah, I almost feel like he could. I mean, I'm not.
I mean, what am I gonna do? Fucking leave my car in Arkansas when I need to get all the way to fucking Nevada?
Well, if it's based off laws,
I'm scared.
yeah, they.
See, I'm taking the L with the fine because it's gonna be less than it would be.
Because I think it's
So
no
I
different.
didn't have to travel back to Arkansas.
I think it's no different than like getting pulled over and like you're drunk. Like they're not gonna let you drive off in the car. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
you have to have someone drive the car. Like
I don't know if those two are comparable. But
Well, I'm
yes.
just saying, like, if you're sticking to the law, even though you just talked to the person and they're like, "Oh, I'm good," and you're like, "Yeah, you do look like you're good to drive," they still won't let you drive because they know you've been drinking.
Yeah, that shit's wild.
So, like, same thing with your thing is like, well, yeah, I know you're traveling across the country, but you still have expired tags. You can't drive like that. So I am going to give you a fine.
Look at this cop.
That was
over
such
here.
a
Look
good
at this
analogy.
cop.
Yeah, like hold on.
Hey, change professions,
on
bro.
me at first
I'm
though.
looking at you different now. How you know too much? Hold on.
What's that one dude?
War? He was like, yeah. He was like,
Lil Uzi was
hey,
like,
he was like,
what do
you know too much.
What can I do?
Yo, he know too much. I can't do this. What Kanye do?
Narvar's the guy. Narvar's
And
the
then
guy.
J. Cole is like, who told you that? Like,
The ASAP Rocky
Yeah,
one, he
that
like
was-
straight up believes the interview.
facts.
Nah, the
Hey,
funniest
that's
one to me is
shit. I'm probably just.
is it OT? No, it's not OT. It's
Oh, that was. I
it's,
think.
oh my gosh, they're like not twins, but they're similar.
Who are you talking about?
It's not OT Genesis.
I thought OT
It's,
might have been the right answer. They're twins. Well, they're not twins, but maybe.
It's Buddy who wanted Angela Simmons.
Oh my god.
What's his name?
Oh,
Angels.
my god. I got this dude back home. He looked just like him.
Bro, what's his name?
You talking about?
Why can't I think of this right now?
Oh my god. Who's the dude who did?
Bro,
Rake It
I
Up
just seen his like a
He
little
did Rake It
meme
Up with
too.
Nicki.
I just seen the little meme.
That's not even his only song, but I was like, what was the first
Angela
thing
Simmons'
about
baby
mine?
daddy.
Word? What's his name? I got a homie that looks
No,
like
it's
him.
not him either.
It's not who I'm talking about.
It's Yo Gotti.
Yo Gotti, that's what I'm talking
But
about.
it's not Yo
This dude I went
Gotti.
to school with looked just like him.
It's not Yo Gotti.
Y'all know who I'm talking about too.
It's
It's Yo Gotti, bro. That's what I was thinking about.
it's not. It's bro. It's like he looks.
Bro, I literally.
So
what's
it's not
his
Yo Gotti?
name?
Moneybag?
Not money. Black Youngster.
But why disrespect Moneybag?
Black
like
Youngster,
that? Like he
bro.
was like him.
Black Youngster when he did the.
He did. What did
And he was
say?
like, he did like that or whatever.
How? How you? I'm saying, how? Like, talk to me, bro. You the police?
Yeah. Black Youngster, that
What's
was
the-
him. That was him. He interviewed. That was Nardwuar though?
Yeah, here it is.
Why'd you pull it? How did
The
you
little
pull this
give.
with that? Oh yeah.
How the fuck you know that? That shit always had.
That was actually funny.
Well, I wasn't trying to.
Yeah, you put up the whole video.
I wasn't trying to look it up.
How? How you? I'm saying, how? Like, talk to me.
I haven't seen that meme in a minute.
Yeah.
Is you the FBI? CIA? What's it? You are Black Youngster. We have to know. Yeah.
That started off so bad.
Yeah, that was that. He took a.
When he said black, I was like, whoa. Then he said it.
Cause you're black.
Yeah, that didn't sound right at first. I was like, whoa. Okay.
Man,
But yeah, back to Vegas.
Vegas in the workplace.
Yeah.
Hey,
How
one
long
of
did it even take you to get here?
Was like, well, it's the time was like 28 hours.
We slowed
24
ourselves down.
hours in like 4 hours.
Yeah,
Damn.
So it's a day and 4 hours.
yeah, but we bullshit.
But I'm gonna assume we took 30 hours because we kept stopping.
Yeah, we stopped.
But
Honestly, the last day is the best day. Like if you make
I
it the
feel like-
shortest, and it's the best drive.
well, the longest drive is the first day to Texas,
Yeah,
10
that day
hours.
sucks.
we could have made it into.
and then the second
And you're
day.
just driving through fucking trees.
Well, what's funny is
See?
each day takes off an hour, but like, still,
Mm.
it still felt like I felt like it felt long on the last trip. I don't know what it was, but that first day,
Because
I didn't even switch.
I think it's
cars.
because we were anxious.
I didn't
though.
even switch seats with him, bro. I just drove the whole 10 hours. The first day, I guess I was just off of
Yeah,
adrenaline.
but no, I don't know what you were off of. That was like just because you were, for whatever reason, not wanting to switch. Like I don't know.
It wasn't that I didn't want to, bro. I just was like,
You were literally.
He was just
close.
taking some quick keys on the road.
I was just
Right, for real. I don't know.
I think part of it
Hey,
was
chill, y'all didn't see
when
that.
we first left, we were in a storm, which was like,
Yeah, the beginning was wild. Atlanta was literally, you know how the weather be bipolar, but still.
so
it
we were
was
supposed to
different.
leave the day before, but then like our pops was like, yeah, like the weather, it's
No,
be good. Y'all probably need to leave this
Y'all should
day.
probably wait.
And so me and Amari are like,
Yeah,
I hear you, but we trying to get
We
going.
trying to get there.
But then
yeah.
it started coming down, and we were like, yeah, it's not looking too good.
probably
It's like we
safer.
So we'll leave the next day. Like, okay, that's facts by Pops. But I guess it still didn't work because it just got pushed back like a couple hours. Because at first it was saying clear in the morning, so we were like, we'll just leave in the morning. Then once the morning came, it was raining still. It's like, what? And it wouldn't stop until like 10 or 11. We're like, bro, we're not leaving at 10 or 11. Like, I already have a goal in mind. Like, we leave now, we'll get to Texas at this time, we'll be able to go to sleep, eat, or whatever. And then we'll wake up at this time, we'll be ready to go the next day. Because the goal is to get there like that Friday, which we did.
Mm-hmm.
So we had to leave Tuesday or Wednesday, and I think we ended up leaving Wednesday. Yeah, we ended up leaving Wednesday morning. So it's storming, but we have to pack still.
Of course, it's Georgia. It's always.
So like we're packed up, but we have to put it in the car. So all of our stuff's getting wet. We're like covering it up with blankets and stuff.
Loading it into.
It's like what? I'm like, bro.
Like this is an ass start to this trip
Yeah.
already.
Because we could have packed like the night before, which most people probably do. But it's like I don't want to leave all our valuable stuff in the car overnight. Anything can happen. Especially when
Although you gotta do that on the road anyway when you're staying in hotels. That shit.
That was the one
Scam.
night though. That was the
Well,
one night in
our pops, he was like, put like important stuff in like this bag, and then like the other stuff we leave in the car. So then when you stop like the hotel,
Yeah, I
take
mean
it
all
out.
your electronics.
We had to carry in all.
So like when we stayed at
heavy.
when we stopped in Texas at our aunt's house, we didn't take anything out because we're at our aunt's house. Like, you know what I'm saying? Nobody knows we have anything. Everything's covered up.
Yeah, nobody's rolling up.
And we still had
once we got to unfamiliar territory in Albuquerque, is
But we
like,
had to carry that shit all the way up to the hotel. Like literally,
no.
all my arm muscles were literally like, bro, it took all the strength.
it's like a trash
He
bag.
was-
He was on
in
some
that trash.
two trips for pussies
It's like-
right there with the grocery bags, but with his luggage.
Bro, like we were walking through and people were like going to the pool at the
Bro,
hotel.
they have doormen
and they were
and
looking
shit
at
for
us.
that. Come on.
They were looking
Yeah,
at us
what?
like, why?
I said they have
We were
doormen.
on like the first floor, I think.
I don't
though.
think they had doormen.
Nah, I don't know if they
And even if they did,
We were at
a-
we're not gonna
they
hand.
ain't
Bro, our stuff was in like a
standing
trash
up.
bag. We weren't gonna
Yeah.
hand them a trash bag. Like here, carry this.
for real.
People already thought we were drug dealers.
Here's
bro.
my belongings.
Yeah, they were really wondering what the fuck was in the trash
Hey,
bag.
be careful
like,
with
we're just
this.
walking around with trash bags.
Hey, it was heavy though. I ain't
That
gonna
shit
lie.
was heavy. I thought
They
it was
would've-
gonna be alright.
They would have grabbed him and been like, nah, I can't help you with this one.
Yeah,
I'll
when
take
we went to
the other
when we
bag.
left the house, I swear it was not that bad. But again, I had to take that, like take like the system and
Y'all did have a lot of shit
all
stuff
kinds
in
of
that
stuff.
car.
But just the valuable shit.
You had one whole section of your car just dedicated to shoes. So
Shoes
it's like, what
alone.
the fuck? Even your house now, you have a whole portion of your house dedicated to just shoes. So like, what are you
Bro.
on?
Hey, I gotta have my shoes.
It was either that or buy more shoes. And
I mean, I'm
You
gonna
said
do
you
that
still got some back.
anyway. he's
I
wild.
think I got rid of them.
He's
Yeah.
wild. Most of my stuff got put away.
But now that I look at it, I'm like, I wish I would have brought those too.
I know there's other shoes
Yeah.
at home still that I feel like.
But they were shoes I weren't wearing though. Like I still
I
probably wouldn't wear them.
know.
Yeah, they just be taking them space.
But I like them, but I'm not wearing them.
I would've liked
Sell them shit.
I had too many of those. Yeah.
Or to me.
Yeah,
You know,
I know that now,
I'm
but at the time I wasn't thinking that. I was
I
like,
don't have as many.
I don't want to take a bunch of stuff I don't need. But
Yeah, it just takes up space.
the trip was cool though. I mean, we got here. We did kind of run into some issues with the housing.
Oh
You
man.
remember
what?
that?
Yeah.
That shit
Right
was
off the
whack,
bat,
bro.
too.
When we first moved in, we were pigs.
I'm glad I was here though.
Hell yeah.
Well, we would have had to get like a hotel or something. Which was,
Dang,
they were
we haven't
talking
even
about
talked about this.
they were talking about
before.
waiting like for a whole week and stuff, but they actually messed with us. And we actually got a better spot that we were originally supposed to stay in.
We did, but now we paying the price for that. That was gonna come around eventually.
We paying the price for it, but we holding our own.
Yeah, like we got a nicer spot, but like.
Plus I just got the RIZZ.
It's well worth it.
You know what I'm saying?
It's well
That's
worth
still
it.
part of my open.
You gotta have your place as your place of zen. Like,
True.
yeah.
You wanted to be like comfortable, but.
So you need
And
that.
plus, like we kind of got a sneak peek at the place they were about to give us, and we were like, nah, bro, like that's.
I
It's
gotta
not
reconsider signing
Yeah,
on.
like
it
y'all
was-
didn't even clean it up.
Yeah,
like,
it's
bro, it
like
was
even
bad.
when they clean it up, it's like
They didn't
nah, I
even clean
don't
it up.
want
Yeah,
this.
it's like
it's something gonna be crawling on
We
me.
both got
You come back and you're like, all right, tear the shit down, build it up,
So
and
then,
I will.
just so happened we ended up getting some renovated shit. So we were like, well, it's only
with some extra meat.
It's technically still in our price range,
extra
but we don't want to say too much to let them know that because we came here with a certain price in mind, and then now they're telling us to pay more to get this. Because really, he was offering we could just stay there for like as a hotel until our spot's like done and cleaned up. But I was like, man, or he was like, or y'all could just pay more and just stay here.
You were smart about it though. I remember y'all had a couple of options lined up.
Yeah,
There's hella spots popping up all over.
I was just so
Bro, my
excited.
plan
for
is by the end of this year, bro, be able to move into summer.
I saw some shit on Ayala's story that I was talking to her about. She was like, yes.
She just followed me today,
It was
bro.
a house,
I was like, bro, you just
Yeah.
not following me, bro. We met like 2 months ago.
You serious about? You serious about?
Post, she seen it.
You serious about getting the house, though?
I don't know. Maybe it's in the cards the next couple.
You think
of
the house
years.
is for you?
Yeah. Tired of pissing away money in rents.
Bro.
Want to
Yeah.
own something.
I feel
That's the
you.
goal.
Hey,
And then we'll flip it.
the American dream, I guess.
I feel
Yo,
like
yeah.
I'm in between like buying a house to, you know, like getting into real estate with that, or
I think the house is cool.
buying an actual property,
with the group though.
like an apartment complex
Just
or
flipping
something,
the property, yeah.
and then just
Yeah.
getting, you know, just renting people out.
for sure.
It's a good way to make money, but
Because the house, I feel like you probably can make more money, but you're really just kind of focused on one buyer, and that's gonna happen probably some time from now.
well, and some houses are fixer uppers.
Or like the complex
what
is
you
like you'll just get, you know, tenants and you'll just keep building up that money because that's really not gonna go anywhere. Like even when someone moves out, someone else will move in.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a constant flow of money. But
I mean, the thing is, I just
Some-
don't want to answer to a landlord, and Vegas is pretty chill with it though.
no, I get your
Yeah.
part of it. I'm saying like for us, we would be the landlord basically, right? So
In
it's
that,
like-
in that
Yeah,
instance,
yeah.
yeah.
but it's just something like me and my dad talked about.
Rihanna's the landlord. Ain't fixing shit for your crib.
Right. Oh, hey,
Figure it out
you just had a
yourself,
leak.
bro. That's
Oh
what he
no,
said.
see that's actually not in my job description. So, but I do know a guy that
I think I'd be a pretty good landlord because I'm a pretty reasonable person.
Yeah, you'd be chilling with your tenants for sure.
Definitely wouldn't do that.
And at least you're young.
I try to be fair. I'll
You
try to be
said
fair.
that's cap.
I wouldn't do anybody wrong, but I do understand that there are people that don't take care of their stuff, right? There are gonna be people that's
Yeah.
you're gonna go check out their apartment and you're gonna be like, "What did y'all do? What are y'all doing?" Like,
For me
and
moving
then
out
there's
here,
other people that you know take care of it and pay on time and stuff. Like, I'll make sure I look out for them. You know? I just think, especially like moving out here, it's all about being like a people person.
No, I think the biggest thing for me moving out here was like the shift in culture, bro. Like, it's kind of like what Eddie told me yesterday. He's like, in a way, there is no culture here because it's just like a mix of people that like move from all
It's a
over the
melting
place.
pot, man.
So yeah, like a melting pot. So, and I was like, bro, especially at work. Oh my gosh, bro.
It's one of the
West-
reasons why I'm out here too. Fell in love with the West Coast when I was in Cali.
Yeah, like
I mean, where we're from, it's just all black and white.
I've never, yeah, true. And that's what I think is also appreciated in the same breath. It's like we've been so accustomed to that just the world we lived in that like there's nothing more. I was telling him yesterday, part of the reason why I like moved out here is just I was getting really complacent, bro. Like I felt like I was just, I can't see outside of what was in Atlanta and what was just in that small town. And out here, like I feel like I'm always thinking about like getting work done and getting something done. Like it's very motivating to see all this stuff. Like of course there's money and all that out there, but
I think the South is more structured, probably for sure.
yeah, you can be a little bit more out there.
But I do like the West Coast style because I think it's a little bit more, you know, forward thinking.
Okay. Yeah.
I think
Very more people that many more
I think
people
out
that
here
are
people are more
open-minded.
open to things. You know,
Yeah.
especially when it comes to growth and
People are open-minded for
advancement.
sure.
You know, looking at things. You know,
People are more open-minded in general.
Yeah, like I think that's just the basis of like
Yeah.
West Coast culture, like that's promoted. And
but I
you can
don't even
actually
like
see-
saying there's no culture out here. I think we're still trying to figure it out.
Yeah, maybe we just
You
don't
know?
understand it. I can agree with it.
Because
Like,
even
don't
I know you're
understand.
talking about Eddie, but Eddie just
He's not from here. Yeah,
So,
he's
like-
not really from here either. So
his perspective is great, but at the same time, like
he's just saying
he probably
it's
just
not.
hasn't, he probably
it's
just hasn't
not
figured
that-
out what the culture is.
Yeah, it's not how it is where we're.
Because
all
I
from.
know
We
people
all
that
just
have
can't
lived here
relate
their
to
whole
it.
lives. you know?
Right.
So
So they have
to them, there
something.
probably is a culture
They have
here that
something,
we
right?
just haven't been able to adjust to or figure out.
It's good to be a
We're
part
from
of
the South,
that,
so
yeah.
anything that's not Southern to us is like
You'll get an idea for it.
I find a
quickly.
lot of people
Yeah.
that are, they're very open. They're not. They share information. Like they'll put you on game, and they'll kind of like, they're kind of genuine people. Like no one's really.
No, you're right. Vegas is very network heavy. Like,
At least people I work with, like the few people I've interacted
appreciate
with.
you
through the
taking us to an
connection and
event.
stuff. Yeah, he's been the clutchest connection. I felt like
Mr.
another big
Ambassador.
thing for me moving out here. The number one thing is like it feels like so much has happened so fast. Like,
yeah,
we've
y'all
done
have
so
done
much.
a ton.
We got lucky just kind of just knowing who we know, that we've been able to do so many things that you probably wouldn't do in your first 3 months of just being in a brand new city. We're on a whole nother coast across the country. So most people don't do that as their first move either. So like just
The time adjustment.
learning that time adjustment has been hitting though. Like I be trying
Y'all
to hit the
gotta look
homies
at
back
that, man.
home and like they be like, bro, I'm about to go to sleep, and like I'm like, what? Sun just really got all the way in the sky. Like, bro, we good, bro.
It's like I was telling you the other day. Like, we're starting our nights when people are ending
Yeah,
theirs.
like I'm like, bro, it's time to get
So
ready.
when you commit
get
time
ready
to
go
talk,
out,
yeah.
bro. They
When you-
talking about they going to sleep.
when you commit time to talk to someone, though, it's
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be real funny if you got
all our timelines
like
are
an
backed
old
up.
ex.
An old ex.
You get drunk and you start texting them,
I
calling them.
got-
She's
It's
like,
like-
she's like,
it's
it's
like-
4 a.m.
It's like, bro, like she sleep.
I don't got an old ex, but
Hey,
I
leave her
got
alone, bro. Like she sleep, bro.
I got some people back.
And then like you're asleep and she's waking up to all of that.
Yeah, bro, that's
You're
the
like-
worst.
And then
That
your
is-
phone's blowing up now because she's like, whoa, what are you calling me about?
And like
You're
when we first moved here, like
I don't
I
know,
would be
I'm
waking
sleep.
up, like my body would just wake up like at like 7 a.m. and I would feel like I got rest. And I'm like, why am I up so early?
Yeah.
It's just like little stuff like that. It's real, like that effect is like so true. It's not just like, oh, the time changed.
Bro,
Like, you're actually gonna feel it.
TV and live events are the worst for that. We had that shit today.
Oh yeah.
Last NBA game
all the
started
games
at
in like
5
so
p.m.
early. The last game starts at
when
like
you're
5.
off, it's dope. But when you have work, it sucks.
Yeah, because you still
Yeah,
got time for
facts,
extracurriculars.
facts.
and stuff
Like today, if we didn't have like such a action-packed day, like if we were just chilling today,
Yeah.
we could have watched like all the games
Yeah.
and like still been like early in the day.
You wake up and
Yeah.
games are on.
Yeah, like you've been
Like,
fine.
shit's
And it doesn't
wild.
matter if it's
But
like a
if you like
weekday,
have
there's always
work,
stuff to
like
do.
tomorrow when I go back to work, it's gonna be I'm gonna miss pretty much every game until like the 7:30 one, and then I'll get to watch that, and then it'll be 10 o'clock, and you either go to sleep or you can stay up, do something else, like
Decisions, big decisions.
you know, or like back home it's like 1 o'clock.
Yeah,
Oh,
no, it's like you're going to sleep. Like after the game, you're pushing through to watch the rest of the game to just. And then
You
you're
experienced
going
the last of it. The worst is NFL though. Like,
Yeah,
it's great because you wake up, games are on at 10 a.m.
you get
Beauty,
all the games,
beauty.
Yeah.
You roll out of bed after like a hungover. You know, you're hungover from a drunk
You're
night
right.
before.
'Cause,
But
like,
games end at 8. I'm used to sitting my ass in the couch
Yeah.
right at 8 p.m. on a Sunday night with NBC rolling on my
For
TV. And then it's like, all right, it's done by 8 p.m. I'm sitting there like, what the fuck?
I
What do I
think
do
when-
with
I
my
think
life
when
for
NFL
3
comes back-
hours at least? till I
Yeah,
fall asleep?
now we're gonna get the
when
full
NFL
season
comes
of
back,
NFL.
bro, I'm gonna ask
and
my
we
job,
live
be like, look, I can't work Sundays.
here.
They'll be like,
That is-
oh, for church and
Oh,
stuff?
what
Be like,
changed?
yeah.
they'll be like, probably.
Yeah, true.
Well, apparently my manager told me, my entire
crew, they all want Sundays off apparently. So
You
that might
take
not be
every
happening.
Saturday. Or?
Yeah, I'm just have to pick another day, I guess.
I
That'd be
mean,
dope though.
if
You
they're
could be able to
doing- if
watch
they're doing
the
that-
and all that.
But you'll get to see all the college games.
Yeah.
It won't matter. Little bro won't be there very much longer. He won't be there very
For
much
real, bro.
longer.
If the dream just fall into place, bro. That's one thing I can say about out here,
Don't
bro.
That's why you came out.
I got out of that rut,
Bro,
bro.
speak that into existence.
I got to,
Yeah.
I got to, you know,
It's already happening, dude.
open doors for myself a lot more. I feel like the networking is a lot closer to me because we're really like just right in the middle of it all, right near the strip. So it's really dope for what I'm trying to do.
Los
I
Angeles
just,
sports.
Keep working and praying on it every day. But yeah, it's a lot of fun out here, man. It's really a lot of fun. You meet some really cool people. And they're
You guys
actually,
have
like,
met
what we
a
said
lot
about
of people so far.
open-minded, like
Bro, I've been
for
like,
trying to be a creative and just like, you know, acting, modeling, things like that. People are open to that as an actual career. They're not like, oh, that's stupid. Like, you're never gonna do that. That's not gonna work. Like, they actually are supportive of that kind of thing. So that's pretty dope.
I mean, you've been
Forgot
making it
what else I was
happen.
gonna say. Yeah, like that's what I'm saying.
You've been kind of boots on the
I've
ground.
been very
going out.
active. Yeah, like out there, I would have to drive all the way across town just to go to like a casting call or like if I had an audition or something. Like now, it's like 10 minutes from my house, so it's like it's a lot cooler. It's a lot. You can get things done, and that's why I'm like I feel like I'm really productive out here.
That's just Vegas in general too. Easy to get.
Yeah,
around,
I can
easy
get
to
put onto
network.
something I didn't even know about, like from someone else, just from networking, and like they're like, oh yeah, bro, you ever thought about like flipping houses, like kind of like just anything, like what he's talking about. Like, that was dope. We got to go to the VYP event, Legacy Club. Like that was insane. That was dope. Like just the views of the city was cool, but like the actual event
Wish it was an
itself-
MGM property.
Yeah.
Love surfing.
Yeah, Circa is my favorite spot.
Hey, we're doing that shit at Foundation Room.
Yeah.
Top of Mandalay.
Coming soon, bro. Y'all keep following the socials, bro. Like, keep up with us, because we got big things coming. Trust me.
Oh, a lot of plans.
Yeah.
What's your biggest goal this year?
Biggest goal this year.
In a new city, new job.
Yeah, just honestly getting signed out west. Just getting signed. And outside of that,
You got a
like,
trip
it's
to
not
LA
really about-
coming up?
Yeah, I
That's
want to
what we
travel. I want to travel. But I really want to kind of check that out first. Like, I want to get that LA out of the way. Just kind of see what all that hype's about. Check out LA. And,
It's tight.
You know, just for myself. Like, I've gone with my family before, but I was so young. We weren't really there long. I didn't get to see what I wanted to do. And now this can go hand in hand with my career. Like, there's work for me there out in LA. And that's like just the culture. That's all the Hollywood stuff that like I'm working towards. So there's just a lot of stuff. And just in general, there's a lot of creators out there. Like,
I was going to say,
for
that's a bigger
YouTube,
thing.
Things like that. So I can
You gotta-
network with people who are like me, not just the people who are just known around Vegas or they're familiar with it, but they're not really doing it themselves. It'll be nice for a change to kind of just see someone like kind of in my shoes, like, yeah, man, I've been there. Just keep going. Like, I know it feels like it's really hard sometimes, but just to get over that hump.
I mean, I think that's a good thing about you in Vegas, though. I mean, it's part of the reason I work here, too. There's just so many big names in entertainment that touch the city.
Yeah.
And you know, it's in a temporary fashion sometimes, but the quick connection to LA, we got clients going to and from
for
all the time.
just the city itself, it's on the come up. Like,
Yeah.
it's very, very close to all that stuff, but it's got its own gems too. Like, I didn't know Vegas was this. I didn't know there was this much to this area, like, because all you see on TV is like just the strip and like hangovers and parties and bachelor parties and weddings and stuff. But like, it has its own just little town. Locals do different things. It doesn't always have to be the strip. And like, we found a lot of nice places just outside of the strip. That are
It's
nice.
grown tremendously in the last couple of years.
It's
I mean,
grown
even
since-
since we've been here.
Sports,
it's been
I'm
a ton of
excited
people.
to see how that grows even. So like, yeah, all of that.
We need 2 other teams.
Bro.
We need the NBA team.
Man, the real question everybody want to know is like, who got the battered girls for real? East Coast or West? Because now we hear it's not just from social media saying, oh, West Coast got it.
Granted, you've only had, what, 3-4 months now?
Yeah.
I don't know if there's a better.
You like what you see.
I don't know if there's a better. It's all fresh to us. So like right now we kind of like, oh, like everything looks like. I think it's different for sure.
It's alright. You're a little taken aback by the bright lights.
Yeah, there's so much variety that you don't have where we're from.
I don't know if I can really say like which one has better because we really haven't experienced.
We haven't been here long enough, and we haven't seen all the West Coast.
Like we're really just basing off of Vegas.
Just the two places we've lived, even like
you're just doing Vegas versus Atlanta.
Because that's what some of the homies keep asking me, like, bro, what the girls like out there, and I'm like, you gonna like what you see, but I mean, I'm also like, we haven't been here so long.
I mean, I'm still rocking with Atlanta.
Yeah, like,
but
it doesn't make me be like, man, this is better. Like, it hasn't really changed my mind. It's just like, I like that there's more.
But I've always believed like there's always gonna be fun.
I can't even say it's more diverse, to be honest.
I was just about to say they're all over my.
It just depends on what type of woman you're looking for and what you like.
That's why that question. It's like, I'm sorry, I know we don't really have like a clear answer, but
like you'll probably find more foreigners probably out here. Like more diverse, like foreigners.
Oh yeah, no, big influence of.
If you're looking at like, you know, Asian or
if anybody
Filipino,
like, yes,
Latinas, stuff like that, like
if anything, I know we used to complain a lot about how like girls,
like Florida has a lot of that too, but like I wouldn't say that's East Coast, like that's kind of like a section of the East Coast.
Yeah,
like I would say West Coast, like it's kind of spread out.
Yeah, no,
like
California's very diverse.
Seattle, Washington, and kind of see the same thing. LA,
whole state of Washington.
You were in the Bay, you probably
Oregon.
saw the same stuff. In Vegas, same stuff. So,
no, the Bay is very diverse too.
But like for people like us, like we're very
we come from a great environment of like
all different types of women. So like for me, I don't really think one's better than the next. It's just you get a certain type out here, and you either like it or you won't, and then you get a certain type on the East Coast, and you either like it or you won't.
I like what you said though. Vegas is like an international destination.
Yeah. It is.
Direct flights to every country, pretty much.
Right.
But that's what's funny. Atlanta has one of the biggest airports.
Yeah,
which is also
that is
so it's
also
like
facts.
Atlanta also can produce the same stuff. It's just you're just not going to see a big number of it.
Yeah, ATL is just a different animal airport.
Yeah, it is.
Good old Hartsfield,
especially if you've never been through that, like. Yeah, nah. Someone was just telling me at my job, like, they had like the worst time going through that airport for the first time.
But I will say that one edge I'll probably give Atlanta though, just being an African American is like, have more black people.
I mean, it's Black Hollywood.
That's the
only. Like,
that's the only one up I can kind of like do if we're gonna do a comparison. Like, there's just more relatability. We got that edge. They got the black girls. Like, I ain't gonna lie, my first month here, I don't even know if I've been like met any black girls for real. Like, but other than my coworkers,
before we moved out here though, we already looked at the demographic.
Yeah.
The percentage of
that doesn't bother us though. Like you were saying, like we've grown up, and our parents like they raised us very open minded and things like that. Like we're cool with all kinds of people.
I never was saying it bothered me. I'm just saying.
No, I know.
We already knew the percentage coming.
I don't want that to come off as like, oh, we knew the demographic was this. It wasn't like we were looking into it
like that.
Like,
so
it's kind of just to see like where we fit in, basically.
And it's funny because we live close to the strip, so it's like you're gonna see a lot of stuff.
I will say
we live too close to the strip almost.
Yeah, almost. A lot of people say that.
It's good and bad.
A lot of people I work with, like they're.
I know what you're referring to, but I'm gonna be honest, that's everywhere.
They gotta travel.
I know.
Even when we go to Fremont Street,
Fremont's
still out there.
Tight though.
Yeah, but I feel like at Fremont, like at some point you kind of gotta know. All right, I gotta stay away. Like,
and maybe I haven't lived here long enough, but the locals are like, no, stay away from the strip. I don't like the strip.
They all hate it.
And all I keep saying to myself is, I don't really see the difference between the strip and Fremont.
Fremont, yeah, exactly.
Dollar signs, bro.
bro.
It is different, you know, because of the monetary value of certain things. But I'm just saying, like, it's the same aesthetic. I mean,
Fremont's
it's
like,
considered the old strip, is it not? It's the same aesthetic.
Yeah, old strip.
You have casinos. You have crazy stuff happening outside of the
For
casinos.
being honest, there's some sort of slot machine or something.
I get the strip has
gas
probably more
station.
tourists, but I know of tourists that have gone to Fremont Street too. So like, it's not like that Fremont Street's immune to tourists. Like,
No,
Yeah.
it's not.
you know what I'm saying?
But
So
they're more than likely gonna get it from word of mouth. Like, I mean, I'm not gonna act like
AKA
everyone knows.
Fremont is a little more ratchet. That's what it means.
Yeah, yeah.
No, that's where you go.
They can get
Try to have
down.
a good
They
time.
can get down in Fremont.
No, it's cheaper. Honestly, it's a little bit easier.
no, I know.
to
People have told me
times.
like you can get like, let's say, 2 drinks for the same price
It's
as
some
one.
good times.
on the
Even
strip, which-
that deal at Raised by Wolves.
that makes
like,
sense.
It's a huge
Yes.
music scene too. They actually throw a lot of
Yes,
festivals out
bro.
there,
Yeah, that
and they have those outdoor.
well, let's be real,
concerts.
bro.
And we
Vegas in general.
And we can get
Is
some
that
dope.
Fremont Street, the Strip. I think they did. Well, I don't know what that speedway is called, but like, it's like north
Las
east.
Vegas Speedway. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like northeast, which is where everyone says there's nothing at. Like they even did an event there.
Bro, Allegiant, you name
Bro.
it.
Yeah, Allegiant, yeah.
My
They just-
my venue, Dolby Live.
Yeah, they got a December. I mean, well, we better be at Palms.
Yeah, but bro, that's what I'm saying. Like, we even know people that work like at Fremont. So like, it's like
Yeah.
we've met so many people that touch so many parts of the city. Like,
And we've been to
just not even
Circa
3
too.
months. We've been to Circa. We've been to like multiple. Like, that's not really saying much for tourists because they can go to many like casinos and hotels.
Which-
I mean, y'all
Which,
already.
honestly, you're talking about that. One of the girls we was talking to that worked with Fremont, she won like the hospitality award or something
That's
like
what's
that.
up.
Which is I don't even.
Yeah,
I didn't even know they even gave out
they
awards.
were
That's
both
a big
very
thing
dope,
But
here, I
that's,
would guess.
bro, it's a
but-
big thing here. That joint was
They
joint
were
fire.
very, very dope.
I think I told her congrats, but I don't remember. But that joint's fire. We gotta- we
I
gotta
think
link
I
with
told her
someone.
congrats, but I don't remember.
I ain't gonna
Nice.
lie, bro.
I think I told her congrats, but again,
You keep meeting a lot of people that are supposed to be for business that I'm not gonna lie are very, very.
Better, for pleasure,
attractive.
Amari.
And it's like
This
I'm
man.
not, bro. I'm trying.
He's trying.
Bro.
you know what's funny
I feel
about you
like-
saying that? It does kind of bring up the topic, like when it comes to work. Like, can you date in the workplace?
Bro. I was
That's
kind of
a
like you.
tough fucking
I was
question.
out on that for a while, and like
Oh.
everyone tells me these horror stories of like, oh, like if you date in the workplace, bro, that's off limits, bro. Trust me, I've done it. Like, it's only gonna end
It's
bad.
just mixing
It's
business
like-
with pleasure. Just that don't work.
But I don't. Maybe I don't know. What does that mean? Like, how can that has to be possible?
There's
You're-
levels to
I
it.
feel like
You
you
know
have to
there's
have a
levels
maturity
to it.
level. Like,
So I will say, I'm not gonna say that like it's impossible to do, because people do it all the time. And you're at work, what, probably 90% of your week, right? 80% of your week, you're at work. So
A
you're
long
gonna
fucking
probably,
time.
yeah. So you're gonna meet most of the people
Yeah,
you know
right.
probably at work, whether that's through the business or customers coming in. Like you're gonna probably meet.
oh
people
my
from
god,
work, right?
my job more than probably both of y'all's jobs. Like, bro, that's
You're
like
probably meet a
the
lot of
hardest-
people like through,
that's the
like,
hardest part.
customers though.
Like, I've already, kind of talked to a few customers, like, but that wasn't my main intention. Like, it was just
Yeah,
kind of
just
a conversation, and then it just came naturally. But it's like almost too.
Well,
You can brag, bro. You be
I see.
pulling, bro. You be pulling out here.
Nah.
You're with
Well,
your
I'm
job,
wondering
too.
why you asking. So that means, have you been like, have you ever like been feeling somebody like even since you've been here, like you've been feeling somebody you work
Oh, of
with?
course. Like I'm on a couple people.
I can't lie. There's been a one or two.
But honestly, both of y'all have really had like actual like situations.
I mean, I don't know if they're
Yes.
gonna be watching and seeing this, but yeah,
yeah,
it's a
I
couple
mean,
out
like-
here. They But girls,
But I think both of y'all situations proves kind of like
I
the
think
point
they
that I'm
know.
making.
I think they know.
Shea agrees. Like I don't know what it is. It just gets complicated because I feel like sometimes you can't keep the personal separate from.
It's all perception, and you're not even worried about the person.
But you know what? You know what's the worst part?
Yeah, it's like the people around you are like,
it's the other people.
Oh, they're this, they're that, they're doing that. It's like,
yeah, and then
it's not like I care about what people think. It's just more so like,
talk,
get out of my business. Like,
yeah.
It's not even,
now,
you know what I'm saying? Like, you're not part of this.
Maybe that's what they mean. Like when they're like, don't mix work with that. Like they everyone's in your business. It's like it's kind of like almost like high school. Like,
well, and sometimes it might mess up your money.
Some girl asks you a question about like, oh, how do you feel about like so and so, and like you're like, I feel like you asked me this for a reason.
Right.
Like you asked us, we never talk or
Right.
something. Like it's like some girl you never talk to.
Jealousy always becomes a factor. That was
actually,
what his
that-
point was saying.
No. Like I don't even think it's something about like jealousy.
No,
just
not
like
that. Like
you know, you'll be at work and
y'all are around
No,
each
no,
other.
not from yourself, from others. Outside of
you
your
think like
set
other
of
guys?
situation.
I ain't gonna lie, I thought about that too.
No, other women.
Other
I
women?
think.
No. I know what you were talking about, but
See.
piggybacking off of what he was saying.
I'm
it's
kind of
like,
lucky at my
they're
job.
asking for the girl that's into him.
I wouldn't really have
So
that
they're asking
problem.
like, oh, how do you feel about her? Kind of like throwing like an alley-oop.
Yeah.
They're trying to get the tea.
So it's
they
like
can
they're
pass it
close
to
to
her.
her. It's like the girl who.
See, that's why you can't.
It's like the girl who. It's always like the girl who she talks to like the most. That's like her best friend at work or whatever.
It's like you don't
y'all
just
are hella
ask me
close.
that question if she
Like,
wasn't feeling some type of way.
Has she been talking about me,
Yeah,
bro?
what am I,
Like,
12?
Yeah, it's like, what are we doing? We playing little games. and
No,
stuff
but
like
I
that.
agree with he at least gets to interact with like his colleagues at times.
Yeah.
It depends what department.
To be
you're
fair, y'all have an excuse because.
Well, both y'all are in
If you're-
sales.
I was gonna
so that's
say,
what's funny.
But also, if you're in like separate departments,
Yeah.
If you're in separate
like,
departments, it's a lot harder.
some scenarios.
But y'all work together.
Then it's
on
a little bit
something,
better,
So
you know?
I don't even know.
Yeah, especially like my job. Different departments.
Your job is.
I think different departments is like good and bad though.
No, it's better though. If
No.
you're in the same department, dude, that is you have the same.
But no,
direct
this is my
Okay,
question.
what if
This
you're
is my question.
talking? Okay, what if you're into
like
two
different-
chicks that are in the same department though, but
yeah,
the department's separate from
that's-
yours?
Yeah, that
I know what you're talking about.
Now,
Hey.
now,
No.
I mean,
What?
This
doesn't even correlate.
Wait, are they not in the same department?
It's just a scenario.
I was about to say I'm in there
No.
too.
you said it's just a scenario.
Anyways, the scenario, which is not true.
I'm about to get you in
It's
trouble.
not facts. The scenario is like two girls in the same department. Like that's tricky. Which,
I mean,
I would
dude,
not advise.
you gotta play your cards.
but then you
right.
gotta like choose too, because you can't talk to. I mean, I guess you could.
or the situation chooses for
Yeah,
you,
yeah.
Nah.
He's wild, bro.
You said the situation chooses for you.
Yeah, he goes over 2.
Oh, that's crazy.
Oh,
Why are you
that
dissing
could
me
happen.
Like that?
That could happen if you fuck it up along the way, though.
But what if
You saying I can't get one though? Like
No, I'm saying you can get one. Sometimes it eliminates.
There's no way
the
you
other.
get one in the same department, but they don't find out that you're like
Get
y'all are
it.
talking.
You if you
Alright,
would
wait.
have asked
Okay, one
chicks in the
scenario
same
could be like,
department.
what if like you want one of the two, but then that one don't want you, but
And then the
this
other one
do.
wants you.
So like,
Oh,
then
that's
what?
a-
Do you switch up now, or are you like?
she's if nothing
Nah.
Are
else,
you like, damn, I should have
she's
choose you
making
first?
the thing easier for you.
You gotta decide who you want more.
Now you gotta want her back. That's where it gets difficult.
I mean,
You
I
want her
wanted
back.
both of them, so yeah. But I guess if I want one more than the other, but what if she just?
in your situation, I think one of
You
them.
keep
is
saying my
just-
situation. What is this situation that I'm in?
I think. Well, let me. I'm a chill. The one that I
personally, I am not in the situation. That's been the issue.
but I'm just
he
saying.
in all sorts of scenarios.
In a hypothetical world,
Yeah,
play
ain't,
like the dream music.
I even got situations outside of work, right?
I would say one of those girls is making it clear that she wants to spend time with you, or like she's giving way more energy.
You like that energy.
than the other girl, and then there's the other girl you like, but you're like just waiting. You're trying to reach out to her,
Playing a
not
slow
really
game.
getting it. You're not really getting any like attention back, basically. but you don't want to you don't want to put all your eggs into the one basket that
And I
actually
said
is
that
messing with you.
before. As a joke. You don't put all your eggs in the basket. I said it on
I'm
Easter.
trying to think of what he was referring to.
He's
'cause I
just holding
No, I'm
two
saying I said
bags
it on
in
Easter.
separate hands.
No, I know. I feel like I know what time he's talking about, but I'm not gonna remember. Sorry.
Regardless,
Yeah.
it's tough.
Yeah,
And you should be
me and him
fucking
have it harder than you. I'm sorry.
Let's not do this.
Just saying.
Let's not do this.
Now,
Wow.
Because y'all
Have
been
we
talking
met?
about y'all been
Have
talking
we
about
met?
y'all been talking about me for a little bit.
have we met?
But
Hey,
both of y'all have the
some girls.
easiest situations I've ever seen in my life.
Get the fuck
Whoa.
out of here. Get the
Are we,
fuck
do, you want,
crazy.
do you want me to bring up?
You have the most RIZZ out of all of us.
You can
Well, I appreciate the compliment.
bring
Well,
it.
I appreciate the compliment.
I'm just saying,
but
ever
that's
since we
not
got
the
out
point.
here, bro.
This man was Rizzler in like 3 days.
In 3 days, like a whole.
What about that time you got that
just one
Snapchat
weekend.
though?
On a whole.
I mean,
Yeah,
Hey,
I go with
lie.
that. What
Yeah.
happened with that?
So, no, it has to be a different scenario. Nah, so
Yeah, you
proceed.
you keep saying you fumble, bro. That was just a lesson.
I don't think you fumbled.
But you had to snap, bro. You had the ball in your court, bro.
option was there, but
Yeah, so don't talk about it hard. That was very easy, very simple. I ain't never had that. Trying to see what that's like.
might come around again. We'll see.
I feel like I want to ask, like, is he an L for that, or like
Yeah, a lesson. No losses. There's no such thing.
an L for
No
lesson?
such thing.
L for
I just feel like it couldn't have got easier for you to at least pull up.
now you. Yeah.
Now me,
Wow.
You don't get a pass either, bro.
look,
Yeah, come on, Spidey over here talking.
I'm not even trying to
right
talk
now.
shit. I'm just saying.
Because remember, both of y'all were going on dates before I did.
Bro,
anything.
I went on
Since I got
a
here.
date.
Bro, I was going on dates before you even got here.
I got on.
That's what I'm
dates.
saying.
But all these girls got like 3 boyfriends. That's what I'm saying.
Well,
Bro, these girls be like polyamorous out here, bro. Like that's the thing, bro.
first off,
can't-
these
I'm
girls,
not built like
these
that.
girls is not plural.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you're only talking about.
You don't want to name drop now.
He goes,
You don't want to name drop now.
But
honestly,
you're right though.
Honestly, I actually don't know who you're talking about.
You're right.
Nah,
Because
it's
the one
fair,
girl you
but
haven't
like,
even married.
you have some
have to be married.
situationships. I agree, but
You know,
at the end of the day, I'm not really concerned about any of it because I think it's all gonna play out the way it should.
bro, you think that's just how it always works?
And I'm not a Rizzler. I don't have Rizz.
Oh, thanks for admitting that. You're very humble.
No. I don't have Rizz because I don't try to trick people. Lie to them. Like, I'm pretty straightforward.
I don't think all RIZZ is like
Try to keep it 100.
Yeah, I don't think
ill
Rizz is
intent.
all.
I don't think it's
intent.
like that. Yeah,
I think some of it's like an innate
I'm gonna
ability.
be honest. I always
Like,
put Rizz and like spitting game together.
finessing.
And
It's
like,
the same.
Yeah, like finessing. Like that's what I think. And it's like I'm not.
I didn't like RIZZ myself into.
You didn't Rizz
I'm trying to
yourself.
keep this family
Yeah,
friendly,
don't put it. That's
but
But I get what you're saying though.
yeah,
Why
like
keeping this shit
that's not how that
PG?
works. We don't have to.
No, we're just joking, bro.
Yeah,
This is
literally, you can do
fucking
whatever. On it. You
city,
can say
dog.
whatever you want to say.
But at the end of the day, he's right though. Like
I'm trying to just work on myself.
I know what
You're
Rizz
blatantly
is, but I just
lying.
always associate it. I just always associate it with like finessing somebody.
I don't know why. RIZZ is just game.
It's just a weird word to use. Like if I'm talking to a woman, like, and y'all come to me like, oh bro, like you rizzed her up, like it just don't sound right. I'm talking to a woman.
Yes.
What is it more?
There's
so
not a
like-
lot of women
Nah, it's
that are just.
dependent. He's right. It's
women.
dependent.
No, but I'm saying like Rizz to me is more of like for like girls. Like,
For
Rizz
just,
is
you know,
girls.
yeah, when it's not like anything super serious. Like,
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Like if we're talking about like high schoolers and like a dude talking to a girl, like, oh, okay, you got that Rizz, like you just pull her.
you know?
But like for me, like I'm talking to grown women, like I'm gonna be straightforward. You know, I'm not really spitting
Well-
game. That's just me though.
I'm still using RIZZ. 'Cause
Like to me, I don't ever think I have game. Like I just think I just talk to women and I'm just like, hey, you wanna go out? You wanna do this? And then we gonna have a fun time. And like I keep it as simple as that.
You're right. So who you? It depends on who you were talking to.
And like even like if we're texting about like linking and stuff like that, I'm not sending codes like, oh, I'm gonna send this. So she can tell me like, oh, I'm trying to like, no.
Yeah, definitely not running game.
Do you want to go get ice cream this weekend? Like, let's do it.
I love that that's your go.
Or like, do you want to go? Like, do you want to go go karting or something? Like, let's do it.
Problem.
You want to go out tonight? Let's do it. Like, I'm not gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna send this, bro.
I mean, bro,
yeah, like I get what you're saying
now, though.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
I'm just saying,
we ain't wasting nobody's time.
And I'm not saying people can't text like that. They can keep doing it if they want to. I'm just saying that's just not me.
Yeah. Respectable, but
I appreciate the compliment though.
Okay, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
We'll still take it.
That's gotta happen. Yeah. I mean, like, I got a little bit of game, I guess. You know?
Yeah, I think I've just been kind of lately. I started out applying a little pressure, but lately I'm just kind of like letting whatever happen. Like, just, if it comes to me, if something comes my way.
Hey, bro, apply as much pressure as you need to, bro, until she knows she a diamond. You feel me?
Man,
that's how you gotta be about it, bro.
Here you go, poet.
Sounds like some Andrew Tate shit.
Lamar the poet. Lamar the poet.
Andrew Tate say some shit like, nah, don't do none of that.
Don't
apply no pressure.
Hey,
you are the worthy one.
Well, what's y'all?
That's Andrew Tate for you, bro.
Focus on yourself.
Yeah,
that's
like,
what I'm saying. What's your
come to
opinions
you,
on,
like,
y'all don't agree with Andrew Tate's mindset, for real?
I mean,
I think a lot of some of the things he tries to get out there.
I think some of that stuff is about like clickbait and trying to.
I mean, I'm not disagreeing.
He's
there.
like taking
trying to appeal to like the masses in a sense. Like
he has a massive.
He wants controversy. He wants all the men to be like, oh yeah, Andrew Tate, and then he wants all the women to be like,
you don't believe that it's
fuck Andrew Tate.
It doesn't.
Because that helps him. That helps his views.
You don't think that some of the statements, the controversial statements that he's making, that are in the realm of that like red pill type world, you don't think that stems from any sort of like relatability or reality amongst men? They're not gonna.
I think some stuff he may talk about may be true.
I think a lot of things he says
but in part
share with the world.
I think everyone wants to say stuff is absolute, and everything's not absolute. That's not how life or society.
I think there's a bit of bluntness. I think I agree with you on everything's not absolute, and I think that's where a lot of people get triggered because he's saying things as though that's just the way of the world and how it should be.
It's no different than like Freshman Fit when they talk about stuff, bro. It's like
right, I agree.
They're not talking about the small percentages. They're talking about the majority. They're not always talking about necessarily like, oh, this is definite, like this is how it is. And sometimes they speak like that.
No, though.
I think it's misinterpreted.
That like,
but like they're saying, they're saying most men, like for instance, when they talk about the topic of like most men don't have sex.
Generalities, you know.
Well, yes, there are men that do have sex and can pull women, but that's like a 5%er. That's a 10%er.
Yeah.
They're speaking for the other 90% that don't get sex. And he's just trying to educate people.
Yeah.
Now, again,
I think
he does it may not be the best way.
You know what's crazy, bro? I think the people who hate on him the most is kind of his target audience, though. Like a lot of the women who might disagree with a lot of things he's saying.
Yeah, but his target audience is actually the men. He says it all the time.
From a like man's point of view, and I guess he's trying to put other men who may be lacking there on game.
He's trying to help them, yeah.
He's trying to put them on game. And he's probably speaking more to like younger people.
It's like the worst tactics ever, though, dude. That shit doesn't work.
Sometimes the shit makes sense, though.
But some of the shit
I'm not gonna sit here and lie. Like some of the shit he says
like,
doesn't make any sense. I think people clip up shit. I think they're like, I hate Andrew Tate.
I think it makes sense if you explain it in like simpler terms, I guess. But I think he does try to bash it into people instead of just like
letting them choose for themselves.
Like just say like, hey,
this is what I
this
see,
is what you can do that could help you. I'm not guaranteeing
you take that and do whatever you want,
but it can help you. But instead, he says you do this, and that, and you'll get exactly what you want. That's just not how things work.
You can disagree with me, but take that how you want.
Standing firm.
I'm just telling you,
I don't give a shit about that, man.
Well, that's good.
I'm not mad at that. I can respect
We
that.
have no ties to anybody.
I'm just saying, I think there's a lot of people that haven't been
He
following.
only got
that.
mob ties.
My ties, bro.
Yeah, true.
Only got
He
ties with
He
the
gonna find
bros.
it. He gonna
Only
find
ties
the
with the
IP,
bros.
bro. Let's chill. You gonna find out where we at.
But honestly, yeah, that mixing business with pleasure is that's always kind of been like my thing. Is like I meet a lot of people through work, and
Do you think
I met some beautiful women, some really cool women, and like every time that jump just always seems to come.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. In Georgia, there was only like 1, maybe 2 times that there was somebody I worked with where I was like considering it or like shot my shot.
Yeah.
2 of them, like that shit went left easy. Like,
I just don't want that to be a
just weren't
consistent
feeling me.
thing for me. It's like always talking to people I work with. But
you
then it's
never
also
like-
hard because it's
always
like,
there.
well, like I do like her and she is cool. Like,
And
Well,
honestly,
so-
bro,
Then invite me out,
as
like-
a guy, bro, like, look, if you see someone and like, you know they're attractive, like everyone in the store knows they're attractive, bro. It's like, y'all are already.
I do think
the
about
same
that too
thing.
sometimes. Like,
One
what if,
guy's
like,
just gonna
what
shoot,
if like,
one
what if
guy's
like
not,
every
bro.
guy was like trying to holler at
Yeah,
one girl,
one guy's gonna
and she
shoot.
was giving them no attention.
He doesn't have the
and
confidence.
then like
Yeah,
I come in and it's like, oh, I like him. Well, now everybody hate me.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
I get
It's
hate
like-
because she like
It's
she
like,
like me.
it's like,
That's
how
not
you get
fair.
here, bro? Like,
Cause I didn't
Because
go
I'm
out of
new.
my way.
I'm like honestly, because I'm probably
Newness.
the new guy. Honestly,
Right?
Hey, that new guy thing is so real
Because
though.
I'm better looking at
This is the first time in life like where I've actually had like the new guy type thing. Like I just have like some
bro. It's like that
mysterious
post I had
type
the other
factor
day,
about
bro,
myself.
where it was like,
You're gonna be mad when the new guy comes.
I know. I'm gonna be hating. I'm gonna be like, damn. Like I can keep using that. Like, oh yeah, I've only.
You can only use
weird.
that till that happens.
you know what's
Yeah.
weird? I don't think I've ever been in a situation where I was the new guy and then there was a newer guy.
Where you just the end all be all.
They just don't fucking hire.
They just-
No. I'm saying
We
like,
honest.
no. I'm
Like-
saying like they might
yeah,
hire.
he does the jobs of 5 people in one. That's how
no. I'm
efficient
saying
this
they
is.
might hire like a new guy, but he's not a
He's
new
not.
guy. He's not.
He's not you though.
He's not him.
He's not
You know what I'm
like
saying?
that,
He's not him.
He's not. That's facts, bro. At least back home.
Cause isn't there
I
a
didn't
new
get
guy
love
at your
back
store
home,
now?
bro. Nah.
Or maybe back home that happened?
Nah, that's bad.
You were the new guy and then someone else came, but like they weren't.
Bro, I was like the new guy when the store opened, but like we came in together really.
Oh.
So like we had.
Yeah,
like,
I've just
class.
never had a situation like a new guy came in and it was like, oh,
But like right now,
we don't care about you anymore because that's
you could
the-
feel that. Like, bro, for example, like when we first got here, since you're talking about like dating in the workplace, I already scoped the scene. Like, you know, as a guy, you gonna naturally just be like, if there's like cute girls that you work with or like just in your area, you like, okay, like I see her, yeah. And that happened to me a couple times, like my first couple of days. But it's like, you be like, damn, this is work. Like, do I want to act on that?
Andy Davis be having me done.
I don't know if I want to work on that. But
Until HR come to you. Be
Whoa.
like, hey,
HR,
That's crazy.
so
Hey,
sign
Shea-
this document, please.
I wish Shea would elaborate because he got a little.
yeah.
Before we even got here,
Yeah, Shay. You had girls before we even moved
Yeah,
here.
yeah,
yeah.
What happened?
What
with that,
happens
bro?
behind closed doors stays behind
Yeah,
closed
that's
doors.
okay.
You talking about I got RIZZ. This
Bro.
man, bruh, before we got out here, he was like, man, I just want on this
I think the difference between us
I spent
is
like 500. Like, bro.
the difference is between us. Rion plays the slow game, so he never loses the girl, but like we lose the girl because like we just like I don't know, we'll pursue them. Like we're not.
You know the saddest part about
Spidey
that statement?
starts am overly ambitious. That's how
No.
we get
The
somebody.
saddest part about what he just said is that was so wrong. I always lose the girl.
No, bro, you're not, bro. I lose.
Get the fuck out.
Name someone. Don't name anybody. Who do I still have right now? I don't have anybody.
I can name somebody.
Back home?
Yes. It's
Bro,
five, though.
stop
It's
capping.
five.
Get out of here. He talking about, oh, I ain't got nobody right now.
Yeah, he got girls talking to him back home right now.
Get the fuck out of here.
Shit, I got two actually.
Okay, talking, but like that.
That is.
still don't have
If you were- if you were still
I
there-
don't have them though.
If you were still there, they'd be with it.
That's how it be.
I
Well,
plead the fifth.
that's the goal, though. I mean, in essence, like
No, the goal is
really
to be
find
wiped
some
up,
shit out here. That's what I'm talking about.
but that don't
Got
even
off.
exist somewhere.
I be thinking too, like,
Can't even find a way.
what's the goal really? Like, is it to find a wife right now?
Nah,
Or to have fun?
Well, like I was saying earlier.
I mean, moving to a new city and then
It
getting
don't.
fucked
It
up
don't have
sounds
to
crazy
be.
me.
It don't have to be right
Yeah.
now. But like, see, I don't have another goal. Like I never have. I don't relate to that.
Well, that's what
All
a
my
lot of people
homies
have. Rion's
and, like,
mindset.
everything hookup culture. Like I've never been able to like do that.
Yeah, I'm
I
not
don't
built
have
like
that in me. Like, so like it can just be a long ass time from now, and like I'm grinding, doing my thing.
Yeah, I mean, y'all both are like that though. Y'all aren't really big on hookup.
Like I don't know how to
Yeah.
just
That's what
do
I'm
that,
saying.
and then I'm like done with you. Like you're just nothing to me.
I can't do that.
I don't have that.
I mean, I'm not really big on it. Like I told you the other day, like
I be
I
getting.
know I sound soft as fuck.
No, no, no,
but
no.
it's
I know.
like,
I be
bro,
getting attached.
It's like,
and shit,
bro,
but, like,
No, it sounds cool, but like for me,
It's
I like
like,
to
dog.
have connections with people. Doesn't mean
oh,
like
bro, it makes it so much better.
doesn't mean like we're gonna
Now,
fall in
have
love.
I been a part of that at some point before? Sure.
Like, you
What
gotta-
is this?
That's not my ideal.
Is that the bomby?
Yes.
Ah, that's
Yes. But like you were saying earlier, dude, that's why I can't do that shit sometimes. All these chicks have 3 dudes they're talking to at once.
Yeah. You really hate that, don't you?
Yeah,
I
but
always say-
I'm a hypocrite though, because then it like forces me to do that as well. Because you gotta keep your options open.
Yeah, I mean, I
People
feel
be
like you
switching
shouldn't
like
really
that.
hold yourself down. You're single. And,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
I thought y'all ready to mingle.
I think I
Well,
just
what you
tried
said,
to-
you were like the thought of going into a new city and being like
Yeah, you
pumped
take
right
that in
away.
consideration,
I think
like,
most people in
you're
Vegas
always
have
like-
that same mindset. So they're
You're
like,
always like, oh, I'm in a new city. so,
fun,
like,
we can
I
do
just,
so much
like,
shit here.
fucking do whatever. Like,
It's not that, but I'm
even
big
thinking
on
about,
I'm big
oh,
on
I'm in a
like
new
I'm big on
city, I
dating.
should be out here
I'm
wild.
big on dating. So like for me, you can see multiple people, but that doesn't mean you have to sleep with them. I think people always associate that with sex. Doesn't have to turn to
Yeah,
sex.
Yeah.
and I agree with you there, but like,
And I say the same thing about women. Like when people ask like, oh, a woman went on a date with this guy and went on a date with this guy all in the same weekend. It's like, okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
I still don't agree with like normalizing.
but if she's doing that for like months, and it's like pick a lane,
Right.
like.
Cause it's like, bro, it's not what it used to be. Like,
But I feel like to
Sure,
me,
I
it's
can't
like you
trip
should
on
be
a girl
exploring your
for being-
options because you don't know. You don't know.
you
anything.
don't know, but you can do that with one person at a time. You don't have to
No.
go on 6 dates. Oh, I'm not dating any of them yet, so like I'm doing it. And then half of them, bro, they cap. You're sleeping with.
Think of it
somebody.
like this. Think of it like this. You're saying do it one at a time. So think of it like this. Let's say we go back to the work thing, right? She works with 2 guys, different departments. Both guys ask her out. So she's supposed to say, oh, I can't go out with you on
I
Sunday
think that's different.
because I have a date
And I
on
think you're-
Friday with this guy.
I think you're choosing a 1 out of 1 like scenario, but maybe.
Well, I mean, these are
Maybe.
all random scenarios.
I think that's fine, but the ones that have like a fucking roster and shit like that, like, bro,
We're
come
not
on.
talking about
They're
it.
already practicing like disloyal qualities and
And
like.
even if they do have
If
a
someone
roster,
did
that's
cuff
not
you-
disloyal because they're not
Bro,
loyal
I'm
to
saying
anyone
if
because
you're
they're not in a
if you're
relationship.
fucking 3 of the 6, and then the other 6 you're just having take you to get food and shit, like, no.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
That's what the fuck is going on though, and that's what you're promoting because you're like, well, they're single,
I'm not
so they can
promoting
explore all
any
their
of
options and
that.
shit
I'm
like
just
that.
saying
Like,
you should date if you want to date people.
Rion's just not hating because he has that happen to him. He has these sugar mamas just taking
I don't
him.
know
on this.
anything. I'm just
I don't
saying.
know. I think after
I've never liked this whole idea of controlling people. That like, why you? Like, that's not your girl. You're not her man.
it's not
Like
but
she
I'm
shouldn't be
saying,
telling you
if
like
y'all
don't do
are-
this, don't do
if
that. You
y'all
should be
are
telling her don't do this, don't do
mutually-
that.
yeah,
Like
usually
I
like
feel you, dude.
feeling each other.
now, once y'all become official or like y'all say like okay, I'm gonna date
Yeah,
you
I'm excited on this
exclusively, then that's when it's like okay, why do you still have this roster? Why are you still talking to these dudes? Why are you still doing these dates? Like no, that's not cool.
So at that
Dating
point,
exclusive.
you would do that. You would be more possessive or whatever they like.
Not possessive, but it's just more so like be more respectful to the relationship that you're having with this person. So if we're exclusively dating, I'm not gonna just be sleeping with all these women. Like I'm supposed to be focusing on you.
All I know is I'm someone who would be very
controlling.
Not even like the word I'm trying to use, but like if that doesn't bother you to some degree, like they can call it jealousy or whatever. Like if that doesn't bother you to some degree, and y'all have already made it clear that y'all like want to start taking each other serious, and like there's a title there. Y'all are exclusive to each other, and then you come to find out she's still talking to y'all, all these people on the side. I'm not gonna just be like, oh, I don't want to be controlling and lay out boundaries and shit. Like every relationship should have some sort of boundaries. Cause I bet you there's some boundaries she wants me not to do. She doesn't want me fucking Christina and fucking Dunkin' Donuts and shit.
Yes, you
like,
have to set.
Oh, but we're not exclusive yet, so it's like it's cool.
His
like,
point though, there are some that are like,
Whoa.
They go without saying. Until you officially say like, hey,
but again, bro,
are we exclusive? And you get
it's like this.
answer,
If you're talking,
you think you have to have a conversation about that too? I want to know that too. Like,
well, I think communication is key in any type of.
No, I'm saying, do you think you have to have like a sort of like sit down, like, all right, so what are we like? We need a. I want to take you serious.
Not on the second date, no.
Like that. Not that early, but I'm saying like, say it's been like months or whatever y'all been talking or whatever. I'm just giving out a random number.
I think if y'all have consistently been seeing each other for a month, you can start having that conversation. Because clearly there's a
even a month.
Like, are we good where we are, or should we start taking
so.
this more seriously?
How often are you seeing each other in a month though? That's the thing.
I mean,
say it was like consistent.
A month is like 4 weeks. So if I say consistently, that's probably a lot, bro.
Like
a lot.
How many days out of a week though? Bro, if I'm like Monday through Friday, like every
like I mean we're old.
Okay, think about it.
So
let's be real. It's 4 to 5 weeks probably in a month. If you're seeing this consistently, bro, that's every week.
Say.
That's a pretty long time.
It's really once.
I mean, think about how hard it is just to get one date,
even 2 days
within a month. So if you see them 3 or 4 times out of a month, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Especially with work and whatever extracurricular activities they have outside of work, like that's a lot.
Here's the thing, at some point, and jumping off of what you just said, there's a finite amount. So you're having to, at some point, prioritize who you are spending time with.
Yeah.
So it's like...
It's going to...
That's what I'm saying. If you see each other consistently throughout the month, she's probably pretty serious about you.
Well, that's why it's...
pretty serious about her.
That's why it's you bring up the exclusive
I don't mean
conversation.
like you're about to be like exclusively dating or even like a couple. I'm just saying she's super interested in you. You're super interested in her.
Yeah, but if you're like, I'm going to be spending my time with you, I want to know that's going to be like to my advantage, right? In the long run?
Yeah, I mean, you definitely want to find out if you're wasting somebody's time or not. I'm going to be honest.
Or if they're wasting your time.
I always say do it earlier than later. Again, I'm not saying do a second date because, again, what if you go on your first date this month and then go on to your second date the next month? Well, like, y'all haven't seen each other that consistently. Like, you're still really feeling each other out. But 3 to 4 dates within 1 month, that's a lot.
No, you're right about that.
Because that means y'all are both making time for each other.
Okay, so what if y'all get physical hella fast? So y'all get physical the first date. You know you're not taking
like
it serious.
sex or just anything?
Yeah, you know it's not serious. You know it's just a hookup.
No, because I don't believe in that. I don't think... There's always this thing where we ask women, if this is a one-night stand, you're going to let him fuck. But if it's a dude you like, you're going to make him wait. I never believe in that. If you like the dude,
I'm not even necessarily saying that. I'm saying you took her on a date.
Depends on the girl. It's all depends on the girl.
What I'm saying is, like, for me, if I like you and you let me fuck, like, first date, I'm still gonna like you afterwards.
So she's still gonna hang out.
But I understand from the woman's mindset because she's been with so many other fuck niggas or fuck guys, whatever you want to call them.
Fuck boys.
Dicks, whatever. Fuck boys, whatever you want to call them. Little boys. You've been with all of them. So, you know, she gives it up and they don't call her again. They don't talk to her. Everyone's not built like that. Every man doesn't do that to you.
I agree with that.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're mature,
you're really just saying my point.
You could either have sex on the first night, or you could have sex
in 3 months.
If you like the girl, like, it doesn't matter.
She's probably gonna think.
So that's how I think. So I don't really believe in the whole like, oh, she gave it up first night, she's a hoe. Like,
yeah, I mean,
yeah,
no, it sounds like she likes me.
I agree with.
She
She doesn't have to be a hoe if that happened the first night.
But I'm just saying that's the thing.
Now, literally, like 90% of guys.
A lot of women's
probably
logic,
not
or
been
some
doing
women's
that shit the
logic
first night
is,
anyway, but
I'll give it up to
just-
this guy I don't like, because I just want sex. But the guy I do like, I'm gonna make him wait. Like, honestly, a lot of times that backfires because the dude that you like, he's sitting there wondering like, you like me, but you won't let me have sex with you. But I know that you have other guys have sex with you,
And that's the
that
shit
you have told me you don't like.
Sense to me.
You don't talk to anymore.
That doesn't make any
So like now,
fucking
even though I
sense
did
to
like you,
me.
now I'm kind of like, well, dang, do you like me because you won't let me? It's backwards.
And I don't even know if like the girl should like give it up because you brought that up and basically like.
Well, I think a lot of times they do it because they don't want to get
It's
hurt. They
kinda
don't want
like-
to give it up and then like, oh, he doesn't want to talk to me.
they don't want to catch
That's-
feelings.
That's life though.
No, I'm
Like,
saying I don't even think we should. Tell
you can
them, like,
lose
to keep
him
that
whether you
pattern.
let him have sex or not, or like it goes either way. You let him have sex, he
It's a fucked
stays.
situation.
You don't let him have sex, he leaves. Like, still wasted your time either way.
That's what I said about communication. That's why I'm like,
Bro, how do you communicate
And like,
that?
no, but
On the
Shay,
first date.
Shay said this
Oh,
earlier.
I'm not talking about the first
Shay said this earlier
Why the
though.
fuck
I'm
you
not talking about
communicate
first
that
date.
shit?
He over communicates. So for him, he probably would say something like first date, second date. And I'm not saying that's right or wrong. Like, that's just who you are. Like,
I'm
you
a firm believer.
You want to understand, like, what are we doing with this?
I'm a firm believer.
Don't waste my time,
That,
like-
that's very hard to
That's
do.
my biggest-
And
you know what I'm
props to the
saying?
people
Don't
that
waste my
can
time.
do that, but it's just like I feel like it's unnecessary or just hard to do. Like,
I don't think anything's ever unnecessary.
all right, but it's definitely harder to do for most people. I would believe.
It may be harder, but it's never
Props
it's never
to them.
unnecessary.
Props to the people that can do that, but it's just like I feel like
I mean, out of all the things people talk about on first dates or any date, like, I feel like talking about what you're trying to get out of the relationship in the first place is pretty important.
yeah, being very.
That can happen at any
It's
time.
pretty common.
Very
I
being
mean,
I'm just
transparent.
saying, for me, I'm not gonna do that on the first date.
Being
Like,
transparent.
we're just filling each other out. We're just
But
having a good
being
time.
transparent can also
And
fucking backfire.
Let's see if you want to do a second date. Then once you do a second date, then it's like, okay,
Yeah, but
I
you might
am
not-
liking this.
You might not get that second date because you were so fucking transparent, and she's like, I'm actually not feeling you now. And then there you go. Now you know. You got your. At least you know she don't fuck with
But
you.
what does that mean though?
I'm just saying. Now you know.
If I didn't
It
get the
doesn't
second
always
date
end
because
in
I was
win.
transparent, why does that matter? That's
No,
good.
Don't get it.
That means she's not wasting my time.
Exactly.
I can
But
move on
most
to the
people don't
next
look at
woman.
it that way. They look at it how he just said as an L, and they're like, oh fuck, like it's an L.
Again, bro, you gotta grow
Nah,
up.
it's not no because you're not
But
wasting
really,
your time.
you got your answer. You know she doesn't fuck
That's
with you.
what I'm saying, bro. You just get to move on. Like, I don't. Everyone always wants to harp on things and be like, "Oh my gosh, I didn't get this, I didn't get that." It's like, okay, whatever is meant for you is meant for you. It's gonna happen.
And if anything, you need to get some clarity. That's all you really want.
You know what I'm saying? You didn't get the candy bar today. That don't mean you can't get it. That mean you can't get it tomorrow
Shit.
or a week from now. Or maybe you don't need the candy bar. Maybe you need some fruit. Like, that's life.
Yeah, I
Nah,
was
we
about to
know
say,
this
You know what I'm
man
saying?
likes
I mean, you always gonna get it
sweets.
another day.
You said what?
I said I know this man likes sweets. So you
I mean,
need that
I'm
shit.
using that because
Y'all need that
that's
shit
the
eventually.
analogy I need for myself, right? But
Yeah.
it's the same thing with relationships. But yeah, that's just my idea on it, bro. It's like, I feel like everybody makes everything so difficult. I feel like it's so simple. Just talk.
Nah. That's the way it is here.
And
but-
don't be afraid to lose
Dating.
something. Like, you never had it. Like, even if you go on multiple dates with somebody, until y'all
She's
claim
not
each other,
yours.
like, you've never had them. So even once you stop talking, it's like, don't. Okay, you know what? You could feel bad for a day. Like, man, like, we really hit it up. All right, let's move on. Like, they clearly weren't feeling you the way you thought they were. Somebody else out there wants you still. That's how life works.
That's
So let me ask you: would you say that, like, in the time we live right now, like 2023, you think chivalry's dead, like for good?
No.
Well, due to the fact that I'm still alive, no.
No, I'm saying from like a girl's point of view, like, is she even expecting that shit anymore? Like, you think she's even expecting people?
I
to,
mean,
like,
probably not
propose
because
her?
a lot of dudes have killed
Shit
that for
like
them.
that.
But
That's why
Even
it's so
social media,
That's not really
pleasant
like,
surprise when you are chivalrous. course.
That's not gonna change how I am, though. And I know y'all.
Yeah, I feel like
way,
if anything,
so.
they'd be surprised when you are chivalrous. Like
Yeah.
you just said. Like,
But I don't think every woman is like, oh, that's joint's dead. Like, I think there's still women that still believe there's men out there like that.
And
they hold themselves to a high standard. They don't just get with guys that aren't like that.
I think as a majority, bro.
They
like,
wait till they find the guy that is still chivalrous and still does things that
I would
they'll say their
hope
father
they
would do for
appreciate
their
that,
mother.
But it's
Like,
just like I don't.
That still exists
I
out
don't
there.
see. And like we said, they're always like fucking with people who just like don't do fucking anything.
there's also
That's
women who
traditional.
don't appreciate.
And then now being traditional is fucking frowned upon. So like,
And they probably don't.
All that factors in.
But again,
So,
I don't look at everything absolutely. I'm always very even keeled. I look at everything on both spectrums.
like you might fucking.
So I definitely understand why a woman would feel a certain type of way
Like
when
nowadays,
you do
bro.
something chivalrous and they're like, oh wow, like they are probably surprised.
Yeah.
You'll fuck around.
Bro,
with
I've
her,
talked to
fuck her
women
dad,
that said
she'll be
they've
like,
never gone
I'm
on dates.
independent, I don't need a
Which I
fucking
still don't
man.
really know how that's a thing that's possible. But I guess it's true. They've never gone on dates, but they've slept with different dudes or they've hung out with dudes at their house.
Bro,
they've had
what
dudes
the
come over
fuck?
to their crib.
I've been with so many girls recently, and they're like, "I've never been on a date before," and I'm like, "Bro, you're lying like fuck," and they're like, "No, for real, like I've never been on a date." Or
I'm calling cap on
I'm
that.
like, what the fuck do y'all do then? Like, and then apparently these dudes, like, they just hit them up and be like, come over, and they come. Like, they don't even, they've never interacted with that dude. Like, that's crazy.
It's
You
kinda
just fucking
wild.
have that much trust, like, wild, bro. Like, like, we're so, I guess, old school or some shit, like, that I don't even fucking fathom how that works.
I said, bro, I understand it completely.
That's
Yeah,
just
it
crazy.
just wasn't-
I mean, it sounds weird. I'm not gonna lie. Like when I first heard it, I was like, wow.
It's like, what the fuck?
But I'm not surprised. Again, that's the culture we live in now. Like
Yeah.
that's
Bro,
like you
but
said,
that's
we're in
what I'm
2023,
saying.
bro.
I
Things
feel
are
like so
different.
out of touch with that shit, and that goes back to like why me and Shea, like I feel like just the whole hookup culture thing. It's like
But I think
it's
that,
not
I
that
think there's
easy
two
to
things
press
you can do.
To flip a switch,
You can either
just be
stay
like,
how you are, and the right person will come into your life and appreciate the chivalry and what you do for them and how you are, the old school guy, whatever. Or two, you can change who you are and adjust to the times. Honestly, I'm not gonna adjust to the times because I don't care. I don't think that's how things should be anyway. So I'm gonna stay doing what I'm doing.
But I'm not even knocking the people doing it. It's just like I don't know, bro. It's like wow, they really
It'll be an adjustment. you
that
have
they
to
don't
make.
even like
That's
see that as like weird or like.
You don't have to adjust anything.
I mean,
Again-
actually, I don't know. Maybe that
Again,
does need to be some-
I mean, there's bad apples, of course, but
He
that's
said, let me think about that a second.
there's
One
bad
more
apples, of
answer.
course, but I'm not being a bad apple just because there's other bad apples. Like
Nah, that's
the point.
facts.
Yeah, but they definitely do ruin a lot of motherfuckers.
They do. And I think that's where we come in, and
And I think that's where like game
I'm not even
comes
talking
in.
about us. I'm talking
So
about
even if
guys
you're
that
not
like
really
us or even
that,
think
you
like
gotta at
us.
least know how to run game, like a little bit, just to like survive and like try to find somebody like.
don't
You gotta
have to
be
run
kinda
game
doing
with
some of the
anybody,
shit.
bro. You just have to communicate and talk. And
That's
again,
the key.
if they don't like what you're saying, then they don't like what you're saying.
That
That's
shit's
fine.
hurt, bro. It's that nice guys finish last type shit. Like I feel like.
Well, I don't care about being a nice guy. Like, that's cool to me. I don't
It's
even
cool to me too, at heart, but
understand
it's
the
like-
logic behind it. You can either be a nice guy and girls overlook you, which okay, I guess that sucks. Or you could be a complete dick and girls want you. Well, what do you get out of it? You're a dick all the time.
Right?
Like
Yeah.
you're out of character. And you know how I feel. I have a little sister. So for me, well actually I have a little sister. I have
You don't even
baby
wanna-
I have little baby cousins.
Shit.
You know what I'm saying? Like I got our family is majority women. So like for me, I'm not into treating women terribly or turning them into a jerk. I'm not just like that. I wasn't raised like that.
It makes
You weren't raised like
really
that.
different, bro.
It's just weird. I don't like to do that. So I'm not gonna do that.
It makes me wonder how people get away with doing that.
Bro, that's what.
Well, because some of the women allow it, you know, and they
Yeah.
shouldn't. But Like I said, bro, I
It's
can
like,
see,
what else
I can
do
see
they
both
know
sides,
for
bro.
some-
I can
So
see both sides.
that's when you know.
There's really some people out here probably that have had no other experience. They probably never had like anything but a bad experience. Like that's insane to me.
Well, you also gotta think about where people come from too, bro. Like,
Or that
we have seen our mom and dad, you know what I'm saying, together for 20 plus years. And that's been a probably up and down relationship, but you know, on the surface, it looks good all the time to us, which is great. I mean, you should do that for your children. But at the same time, there's also someone else who grew up, and the love that they saw from their father to their mother is him putting his hands on her. Right?
right.
And him saying, I do that because I love you. So when that little girl grows up and she finally finds a man that she wants and she provokes him and then he hits her, yeah, in the moment she's like, oh my gosh, you hit me, but she doesn't leave because subconsciously she's like, well, that's what I've seen as love most of my life. So yeah, it's easy for us to be like, oh my gosh, why don't you just leave? Like you've seen that. You know that's not good, but at the same time, to her, it's like, well, that's love. And that's the only way she knows how to feel love. And it sucks. Because, again, I'm sitting here and I'm like, you got to get out of that, but
That's real.
that's life, bro.
I mean,
Everybody has different experiences.
You're right that some people come from a broken home, but
Bro, for sure. It's kind of
That's
like
dark
it goes
as fuck.
back to like one of my relationships and like how we were talking about like not really being confrontational and trying to like yell and have arguments and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like she was like, I was expecting you to like argue back with me, like you just always.
and you were like,
so-
what?
I'm like,
You
bro,
know,
no.
you want me to disagree with you?
Yeah, and I was like, why would you be expecting me to come at you that way? Like, that was like, I was mind blown. Like, I don't know, but like, kind of get. It was kind of similar to what you were talking about. It's just something she was kind of, even if it wasn't that, she was used to. I don't even know the word I was looking for. But
Bad treatment, man.
yeah, just even if it was like
Disrespect.
family or things like that, there was always some sort of corruption.
What would you say your goal for this year is being out here in Vegas?
I mean, I already know mine. Like, really just fitness goals, get my money up,
No doubt. Fitness goals.
find
I
a
think
few
all of
things
us-
I'm pursuing, get a bike.
Okay.
That's a big thing.
You really want this
Bike.
motorcycle, bro. Chill.
I want that
Early.
motorcycle. Nah, I'm gonna go sport bikes. and
Okay.
Whip around the city, a little bit up into the Red Rock. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, nah, there's
We
definitely a lot of
frequent there
scenery
anyway.
you riding.
Get a little shorty on the.
So I'm gonna be honest, one thing I haven't really thought about is a goal of mine, like being out here.
You gotta set. Just
I have been
constantly
just
set
kind
an
of taking it
achievement.
all in, bro.
It's the easiest
kinda
way to
weird.
not feel complacent.
No, it's not that. It's like when people ask me like, "What made you move out here?" It's like change of scenery, but honestly, most of it was just like for Amari, you know.
And just kind of impulse. Like, there's really no explanation needed.
I mean, of course, part of it also was like for us to help grow our YouTube channel. But I mean, I always think of that and it's like, honestly, we could have did that back home too. But
for sure, but
I think since being out here, a big goal of mine is just, you know, moving up with CarMax and seeing where that takes me.
no doubt.
You know, it's a small goal, but you know, just doing that, getting into management somehow, that would be dope. I think I put a lot of work in. I mean, shoot, I feel like I'm always.
You've been there a minute.
Be 5 years in October.
That's a minute. Half a decade.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna act like I haven't made progress either, though. You know,
Yeah.
like I've moved different positions. I've been given a lot of different.
No, I ain't saying that. I'm saying that's justified why you've been
Yeah.
setting that goal.
But I'm also. It's weird though. I haven't really felt a way about like starting over. Like at first I was like, man, I don't really want to. But since being out here, I see like there's a lot of opportunity. I see there's a lot of things you can get into.
Oh
So
yeah.
like I'm not I don't
Easy.
mind starting over, doing something else. I mean, everyone I keep talking to keeps talking about me getting into sales, and I'm like, I was in sales. I mean, nothing
Get
major.
back to your roots, my dude.
Nothing major, but it's always funny when people tell me that. It's like, what is it that everyone sees that I guess I'm not seeing?
Bro.
Because I did those jobs I had in sales weren't like because I was like, oh yeah, I'm like this great salesman. Like,
It's personability.
I did them because I freaking just applied because I need a job.
It's also that has to be a part of
Oh.
you too, like your nature, your personality. Maybe you're super extroverted. Maybe you're just a people person. Like that can definitely be a good strength to help you in those kind of fields. So
I maybe
I mean,
because
if you're not naturally like
I can
that,
connect
that might
with
not
people
be
probably
huge on your list.
on all levels, but
Personable, like things like that. Like
it's always
he's not
weird
lacking that.
when people use the word extrovert because I'm not an extrovert. I'm an introvert.
Right, like he's an introvert by nature. He can be extroverted, but he's just not.
It's more when you want to be.
Yeah,
And
it's
you have
not-
that meter of you run out of
So I mean, there's other
time.
guys that are in sales. They're like, you should be in sales. But
I'm
it's
be honest,
like-
I wouldn't even say when I want to be.
It's
It would
like,
be
bro,
more so when I need to be.
Yeah, he's
I never
kind
want
of
to be
pushing
an
himself out of his
extrovert.
own comfort zone. So
I
it's
always
like-
want to be an introvert. Bro.
Yeah.
Like,
Says the man who's posting this on YouTube.
Well, yeah, it took me a lot of convincing to get him on YouTube. So honestly, that's not really
You
saying
say that,
much. It
but, like,
isn't now.
the whole reason we were doing this podcast is because I was like, man, let's do it. You know?
Yeah, I told Shea that
Yeah,
already.
fuck it.
Otherwise, we wouldn't have a podcast, and I'd be doing what I was doing in the beginning.
And like that even goes back to the whole thing about me talking about goals, bro. Like again, I did that because I know he wanted this really badly. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
and nobody
And-
wanted to come on, and nobody wanted to do it.
Speaking
with him.
of, we're gonna get some more interviews going, I'm sure.
Yeah, hopefully so.
Hope so, bro. I
A little
mean,
strip.
I appreciate you guys
content.
on the last interview.
Little-
That was very
little-
hype, man.
You need
That was
Fremont content, bro.
awesome. There's some pretty wild places out here. We
Some
can get some pretty good content for
characters
y'all.
down
yeah, I
there.
also want to kind of put out there like the stuff that like, cause I want to put this out there early. The stuff that we do is very authentic. Like we don't stage anything. We don't have
Yeah.
people do or say things because we're trying to make content and get people to.
Especially that last video, I think a lot of y'all kind of thought some moments in that were like staged.
It's always off the cuff.
I don't even know if anyone thought that. They probably thought it was real, which is great. I'm just putting out there like just anything we put out is authentic because we don't.
I mean,
Me personally, I don't care about faking anything.
Right.
Like I want you to mess with the real us. And if you don't, that's fine.
And he touched on this in our last pod. So
And,
y'all watched
and-
that Halloween episode. Y'all kind
And at the end of the day, it's like this, you know, like whatever people say on the interviews, like that's what they want to say. And if they say it and then they're like, hey, look, man, I don't really want that in the video.
Yeah.
We're not going to put it in the video. It may even
And
be
we-
one of the best parts. It
and
may
we
even
always-
bring views. People might laugh.
We
We're
always
just not gonna do
ask
that.
people
We're not,
if they're okay with us using them for our video, if they're okay with this being online, everything. We go over all that with everyone we interview. So that wasn't, it's not like we're not taking that into account. We're not forcing these people on the internet without them knowing.
I think I know
behind
you're
their back.
referencing that one female who shared a lot of life
I can
experiences.
understand
with you
what,
guys,
if
and
that was what he was referencing, but sure.
honestly, there was a lot that happened in that video.
that was
So
definitely
for me, I'm not
that
referencing.
was one of them.
I'm not referencing one part. I'm referencing a lot of parts, but it doesn't even matter what part it is. Just anything.
right. Yeah,
Small,
anything-
big, medium.
Yeah,
Whatever.
no, y'all are good about that. Though.
You know what I'm saying? Like even with the podcast, we try to have people come on and like tell authentic stories, and we're not gonna pressure anybody to do anything they want to do or
Right.
say. You know, like we just want people to be comfortable, and this is like a forum for people to talk about their experiences in their life, and try to be, you know, informative to other people. Like we're normal, we go through things that other people go through. You know, they're talking about me having RIZZ, like sure I might pick up women, but there's a lot of women I don't pick up too, like
Yeah, no,
you know what I'm saying? Like that's just life.
And your friends usually always hype you.
And I want everybody to understand that like you can't win all the time, but you know, you definitely want to try things and you definitely want to be open to things. And don't hold yourself back, you know. So
So, AKA, you're gonna have a lot more to show.
Yeah. So I will say the biggest goal that I do have coming out here is being open to certain things that I wouldn't have been open to before. Trying new things. Now again, that's gonna happen gradually, slowly probably. You know, I'm not gonna be jumping out of planes by tomorrow.
Hey, we will be. So check.
Oh yeah, I'll be at the bottom recording y'all. You know, falling out of the plane.
I mean, we've been on a lot of planes.
But next year, I might get on the plane with you.
I knew it.
Still might not jump out, but I'll probably be on the plane with you.
In essence,
Small steps, you know, baby steps. You feel me?
In essence, what you're saying is try all the new flavors.
Wow.
In essence, what I'm saying is
Okay.
my favorite Starburst is the
I
peach.
mean, that's one way to look at it.
There's a
for
lot of
sure.
flavor.
I'm not knocking that.
My favorite Starburst is the pink kind, but you know, every now and again, you know what I'm
If
saying.
it was anything else, I'd be there.
Every now and again, you know what I'm saying. You might want to buy the pack with the tropical flavor. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Can't just buy the old pinks all the time.
Them turquoise shits in there.
Pina colada joints. You know,
Yeah.
that's
Damn, that shit busted.
But yeah, bro, like that's probably the only main goal I really have is just being open, learning new things. Like even with people, like I've really been meeting a lot of cool people. They've been opening me up to certain things and trying to put me on game. And, you know, I hope those connections last,
Sure.
you know, a long time.
And honestly,
And I try to be genuine with everything. You know, that's just always been my character.
One cool thing saying I've really stood by is you're always passing out pieces of you and like all the different places you move and whatnot.
You know,
And people give shit to you as well, like pieces of the personality that you take from them, experiences that have shaped your worldview and your perspective.
yeah.
And that comes like a ton from putting yourself in a new environment. And I already experienced that shit in all the other cities, but Vegas, it's like there's something new every day.
Bro,
There is.
you've really been big on it, bro. Like I said, you're an ambassador for UIP, which people that don't understand that UIP stands for Vegas Young Professionals. Very exclusive club, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, you're in it now, though. You're in it now.
But you're an ambassador for that. I mean, you're working, at MGM, and bro, you're doing a lot of good things, bro. And, people gravitate to you. I mean, look, we've been friends for a very long time, and same old, bro. Like good vibes, always there for each other,
That key word, gravitate, that's what we've been on, really. Like,
Yeah.
just you forming a group, just to your point, like, the good energy naturally revolves around us, so people are wanting to be a part of that. They seek that out.
I mean, even at the event, bro, I feel like, me and Amari were trying to mingle and talk to people. Like, a lot of people were coming to us. And,
This shit just comes organic.
I mean, shoot, the first couple people we met, we were with them the whole night. And, we don't know each other like that,
Yeah,
I said, boys, here's some ladies, I'll see you later.
Yeah.
Thing, but it was good. It was a good type of uncomfortable.
And I'm looking forward to the next one, right? That we're gonna have
sick.
real
April
soon.
26th. We'll
I
get
think
some,
that
we'll get
one
some
be
content from that.
Yeah, I think that would be fun.
Tight.
And I think it'll be probably a little bit more chill and relaxed because I think the very first one we went to, I mean, I'm not gonna speak for more, but I know for me, like, I wasn't really into it like that. My first time.
You didn't know what to expect, too.
Right.
Yeah.
But now
I mean,
you know. Yeah.
that was the biggest thing for me is like I didn't really know what to expect, and like I wasn't really going into it like, oh, I'm about to talk to a bunch of people. Like it was more so just like I'm gonna fill people out, try to connect if I can, but
I'm a man on a mission.
really more so was focused on Amari, making sure he, spreads his brand, being an actor and a model, and that actually ended up working. He ended up getting a photographer, right?
Yeah. Shout out Christine.
Yeah. I was happy. I made some pretty cool connections with some people, and we're connected, from LinkedIn.
A little bit more than that.
Mixing business.
You're
with pleasure, I see.
LinkedIn. You're LinkedIn, my guy.
Well, I don't know if all that was business for me.
Okay, yeah, for me, strictly business because in that moment,
This man, Bruce Wayne.
I mean, you say that now, but
he Bruce Wayne and then he be Batman.
don't switch up your song now, boy.
we're not talking about the same thing, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're in business.
I was interested in her. I wasn't interested in the person that we were connected with.
Hey, it's just nice to get suited up every once in a while.
It was very nice to finally wear
Be
something
rocking a few fits. You're like, damn,
fresh,
this
bro.
shit's been in the
We got
closet
to be
for
fitted up. We had
ages.
we had an excuse to be dressed up. It was so nice.
Honestly, what's funny is like, I had just wore that one
Go check
like,
out
the
our
year before
Instagram for that.
that blazer.
My point exactly. A year before. It's too long. That's just collecting dust.
Dust, bro.
I mean,
Literally
that's
almost
really
2 years.
not long.
Bro, what? There's
I
actually
don't have a job that requires me to
Spidey.
dress
Yeah,
like
like
that.
our jobs don't bring that.
So that's really not a long. That's
a
actually
lot of
pretty
men.
quick.
They wear a sports coat quite
It's
often.
almost good that you didn't have an event that would require one, because everything outside of work that requires one, besides weddings, it's usually some sad shit.
Yeah.
Nah, I definitely want to get more though.
Hey, you got a couple compliments on the jacket though.
Yeah.
What?
Boy, you were the highlight of the night.
It said,
Didn't
hey,
even
can I
tag
take a pic?
You know what I think too though? I don't know what it is, bro. Again, it's just like you said, that gravitation's cool, bro. I don't
Well,
do
he doesn't
anything,
like the
bro. I
word
just
RIZZ,
walk
so I
in.
won't use that.
I mean, that's what like the point of the group like is, right? That's what we
Yeah.
set out to do, naturally revolve, and that's just been happening.
You know, I think if we're looking at the group, I think like you're like the talker. You know what I'm saying? Like when people talk to you, like they just feel good. For you, bro, I think it's like people see you and it's like, oh my gosh, like you're a star. Like people are starstruck when they see you, which makes sense. Like I said, like you got the model, actor vibe. You know what I'm saying? Like you got everything kind of going for you with that. Got the physique and everything. Like people look at you like, man, that's that.
And
He do something.
Somehow he stay humble.
Like they look at him and they're like, you do something, and yeah, I mean you're very humble, so it's like they're starstruck, but like to you, you're just like, man, like, I'm chilling, like, I'm good.
Amari's
For me-
like, nice to meet you. Like,
For me, I think I'm definitely like, you know, quiet guy in the back. You know what I'm saying? Like people take notice of me, but I think it's more so because I'm a mystery to everyone.
But see, I feel like
you
that's
do be
exactly
doing
what
that.
draws people to you. You
Well,
think
people
you're
know
the
you're
shadow in
methodical,
the back,
too. People know you're
but people
thinking.
gravitate to him because they want to know more. They want to find out, and that's one of his like strongest characteristics. He has that like.
But like I said, like it's not something I'm doing
There's
purposely.
something
It's
they
just who
wanna
I
know.
am as a person. Like I'm just.
that's facts.
It is weird because everyone talks about Leos and how like they're attention seeking, but I don't really thrive off of that. Like I'm not.
I think it's
seeking
like
that.
I think you appreciate.
man sound
the
like a
valida-
horoscope,
I think
bro.
he
Every
No,
appreciates.
I'm being honest, bro.
I
Like
think he
that's
appreciates the validation, but he like.
I
just
tell
keeps it
people,
so low
I tell
key
people all
that-
the time, bro. Like I always like push my brother and my sister and their accomplishments like above anything I do, bro. Like I'm just always doing that. Even that, bro. I even get in trouble at work.
That's a big brother.
My boss
mode.
is like-
That's big brother mode taking over.
My boss is like, bro, like you gotta brag about yourself sometimes. I'm like, man, I'm not built like that. Like in my mind, I know I'm that dude, but like to say it out loud, like I just don't do that. Like,
Sounds yeah.
I always want to put people like
It's one of those things where like you shouldn't have to if like that's really.
because I know my
Right.
actions show that I am a certain person, but I want people to like talk
Your
about
actions
this person.
do
Like at
more
work,
than talking.
I might be the guy that they go to, but I want everyone else to know, like, yo, like this dude, he did that, like that was dope. Like, shout him out, do this for him. Don't worry about me. Like, I'm gonna get mine. You feel me? So that's just my character, I guess. But
I mean, you're already pretty sure of yourself. That's why.
probably,
Could be that.
I think it takes a lot of people a long time to kind of just be comfortable.
And you're your own
Comfortable
person.
with who
Like,
they
you're not-
are?
You don't follow the crowd. You are okay. You're very comfortable being who you are. So that's not like you've always had that. You don't really have to be trendy. You don't have to keep up with like all the stuff everybody else is doing. Like that doesn't bother you.
Anybody
You
call
don't-
me lame?
You don't get like.
Nah, you
Oh,
just do
man,
your own
like,
shit.
Have y'all seen the red boots like everybody's wearing? Like he doesn't like. he doesn't
And
have that
Rion's
nice
like, I ain't even noticed.
Like, I really didn't. I was just scrolling right past that. Like, I saw it.
It's something.
It was like,
I
bro.
don't know. I mean, when I was younger, I was really big on being a copycat and following the crowd.
He doesn't idolize others.
And then after a while, I just learned, bro, like, there's no better feeling than being yourself. Because no one can imitate it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
You gotta be comfortable in your own
like
skin.
of course, people might look at you and be like, oh, bro, like, that's cool. Like, I want to be like him. But, like, they can't be you. And that's what makes it so dope. Like, you are a one of one. Everyone is.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what makes them special in whatever way possible, right?
That's facts.
So for me, like, I just always kind of think like that. It's like, I want to be myself. I don't want to be Shea. I don't want to be Amari. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's who I am now. And you just got to be proud of that. And I just want everybody to kind of move with that same grace, because it's like, you're good. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're good.
Yeah.
Wake up in the morning, look in the mirror, like, yeah, that's me.
It's easy to overthink it. You're right. But you just
Well,
gotta
because
get
how
on with it.
society is, bro, and social media kills it, bro. Like, you're looking at these people online with these boats and this money, and it's like, dang, bro, he's 22?
Bro, it makes
What am I doing with my life?
That's
It's
what's
like,
wild. Is
bro,
these kids
it
are young
drives
as
you,
fuck
bro.
now.
it's
It
like,
drives
it's
you.
like, you
It really,
can't
like-
compare your life to the 5%.
It makes you compare everything. Bro.
It's not even 5.
And then
dog. It's
even when you get into that 5%, you still gotta be humble and realize, like, you work for this, yes,
What it
but
took
like,
to get there, man.
everyone can't get to where you're at. So, be,
part of it's
be
also
gracious,
also chance. I mean, realistically.
Yeah, and it's about who you know. I mean, that's just like the industry.
Bro, some of these people are born into this shit though.
Yeah.
That's what's like.
Yeah. And
That's
that's
chance,
kind of a part
man.
of who you know, but it was just by default. In that situation, is like
When you're born into
you're
it,
really
and then
born into
sometimes,
that
like,
stuff.
your blessing just isn't right now.
Yeah, so like you just get it early because you were born into it, but it's like there's other people, they can still get blessed. It's just they might.
So look at it like this,
they-
right?
like-
You could look at that 22-year-old, and they have these millions, and they have these yachts and all this stuff, and you're like, man, I wish that was me. And then when they're 30, they've blown all of it. They don't have it anymore. And then when you're 30, you get all that stuff because you work for
and
it,
you're
or
also
whatever you did to get there, you appreciate it. And then from
and you're
30
also in a more
until
mature
you're 60,
area.
that's 30 years, you still have all of that.
Yeah.
Where they blew it in 8 years.
Yeah.
So everyone has their path, everybody has their purpose. You can't look at everybody else and be like, man, like,
And it's easier said than
motivation,
done, bro.
You should use it for motivation, but don't use it as like this thing that shits on your life. Like, no.
It's easier said
Their life
than
isn't
done,
better
bro.
than
And
mine.
I think
It's
there's
just
good
a
and
different
bad.
position.
There's good and bad to looking at others for like drive and ambition and things like that. Like, cause that's how I see it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It can be a flaw. You're like always comparing yourself. Your man, he's 19. He's like, he streams, bro, and he's a millionaire. And like, you're like, damn, like
The fucking world we live in.
it's like crazy.
Twitch streamers
What
and
can
shit.
be a job now? Like, and like what
Kids be
a
putting
lot
that
of
on
things.
their
People like, oh, get off that game. Like you're wasting your time. You're not doing anything productive. Now it's like you can be a gamer, do gaming competitions, and like start your own YouTube. You can promote a business.
Little kids are putting that as like, remember you used to do your ideal profession back in the
Yeah.
day, and you like write down your top 3 of what you want.
Yeah, what you
and
wanna
everyone's like
be.
fucking NBA
Everyone's-
player or
And
like,
back then we were doing like astronaut, fireman,
Yeah.
like things like
but
that.
but now it's like
Now it's like,
YouTuber,
oh, I want to be a YouTuber.
Twitch
and like
streamer.
that's like super
Like,
dope
what?
to me because like what I'm in, but it's also like, man,
society's
things are changing
Yeah.
like crazy. Like he's in class and he's not like being funny. Like his teacher's reading that probably
He's
like
dead
what?
ass.
You want to
No,
be a
he's
TikToker?
dead ass
And like he's dead ass. Like he's actually trying. And if you could do that, and it's like, damn, should we be like, no, like have a more realistic like job, like. Well, I mean that's debatable because nowadays it's kind of realistic.
Oh, it's
But
very
like I
feasible.
said, for what I do every day, a lot of my idols, I do pay attention to them for sure.
you have to know.
A lot of my favorite people, and I also have to kind of keep up with what's going on just to even like, I guess, stay relevant. But I'm not even where I want to be yet. So like, relevancy is not even probably the word.
I was gonna say it's gonna take
But
time.
to get to where I'm trying to get, like I have to know what needs to be done. I need to understand algorithms. I need to understand like to a degree, trends and things like that, or just like stuff about my business and how to promote yourself and put yourself out there, and like just stuff like that. What are my strengths and things like that, like work to that. Kind of like anything else in life or any other job, but you just have to make something that most people didn't believe in and take it serious as though it were your job, your profession, your career, until it becomes one. And so it's like, it's kind of what I need to keep doing this. Like I need to keep editing pictures and videos and like comparing myself to my favorite models, my favorite creators, but at the same time I can see how you can get lost in that, like to this point. So it's like, I don't know, it gets me out of bed, it gets me working every day, so I see that as a positive, because like otherwise I'd just be sitting here wasting time. But you don't want to get caught up in it either, and there are some people I've met even like that just talk about all these celebrities every day. Like I know this girl back home and we're really close.
It's like, bro, how do you have the time to keep up with these people?
Yeah,
I'm keeping up with my own life. I don't know how.
Yeah, I mean, you just gotta be on the grind, bro. Like no matter what you're doing, like, and you can't really judge other people who aren't doing what you're doing, because that's where a lot of these people kind of didn't go for it. They didn't be that YouTuber, didn't start that channel because their friends and peers and family were telling them it's not a real job. You need to be a doctor. You need to go 4 years of college. You need to do this. So, I mean,
you gotta do something.
It's a double-edged sword.
You gotta do something you're passionate about.
It's a double-edged sword, man.
We
it's
spend
like,
too much time in society.
I want to promote people to be like, do what you're passionate about, or like, you know, just something you're good at. Like, it doesn't necessarily have to fall into somebody's like curriculum for it to be the right way. Like, yeah, I mean, maybe that's your right way. And it sounds cliche, but it's just, I mean, that's just honestly the truth.
Well, to your point, like you were saying, we spend so much time at work. You got to find something you're passionate about.
Yeah.
Because if not, you're just gonna be You're just gonna be at this place you don't.
Yeah,
want to be
and there's a lot of
guaranteed.
There's a lot of people, especially with social media, we can see it a lot more. It's definitely prevalent. Like you always talk about, I work 9 to 5, like, or are you tired of working your 9 to 5? Even ads and stuff like that, like.
Yeah, now we're switching.
A lot of people are promoting like
4-day work
that
weeks
have
and shit.
Jobs. Yeah, like what? People's attention spans get shorter from a lot of this like meaningless content they're receiving every day. Like, I mean, there's definitely issues with that. So I mean, it's a very, very debatable topic, and I can honestly understand both sides of the spectrum on that one. Like, because I can relate that to like sports or just other things in life that I've been through. I think that's a big part of my drive. It's a lot of things that people overlook. They always tell me things and compliment me on things, but it's like you always never know what someone's been through. So like to me, I've been an underdog in a lot of situations, or just being second born, that like brotherly competition with my brother, trying to, you know, live up to my dad or stuff like that. Sports, not maybe getting the playing time I wanted, so I'm working my ass off and still not seeing the results like you want. Or like me, I played football late, so like basketball was my real sport, but like played football late, had to kind of teach myself the game later than everyone else. Like that was their sport they grew up with playing, so you kind of like, you're just in grind mode, like you're the underdog trying to like overcome all that, like you're not the superstar. So just kind of things like that, or just how you see yourself in society, little things like that. Those are drives and things for me, like to see. That's kind of how I've gotten to where I've gotten now, just pushing myself to become. That's really.
You know your potential. You want to become the best version
Yeah,
of
like
yourself.
that's why it's like I like to hear people are like, oh, I love what you're doing and things like that, and it's like I appreciate it, and I'm very probably just plain Jane to them about my answer, which is because I have a certain goal or something I'm trying to reach already in my mind. So it's like if I don't feel like I'm closer to that yet, I mean, I feel like I haven't done anything. It's kind of like that Kobe interview, like it's like job's not finished to me. Like,
just keep on.
Thank you guys for tuning in. I know we kind of got long. We were running a little long today. I appreciate y'all's support.
This is gonna be Shea's Instagram. Y'all have my Instagram and Rion's. And be sure to follow our newest Instagram. It'll be our BeanieBoyz account, official Instagram now.
BeanieBoyz.
And we will also get y'all updates on the merch. We're working on that as well. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see y'all in the next video.